Episode 318, dude. We're back.
Wow.
Absolutely glorious week.
Damn, back in the studio.
That's how we do.
How long has it been?
Oh,
2
since
weeks.
we've been in it's been 2 weeks,
Yeah.
yeah. But the question is, we're right back in the studio after recording a live podcast, throwing it up on the Patreon. So
Yeah.
people are happy right now with the amount of content they're getting.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's important. And today we're joined live with a good friend of ours, Nate Marshall.
How's it going? What's
Good.
up, y'all?
What's up, dude?
I'll be interested to see how you conduct yourself throughout this.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's your plan is to just analyze me. That's your whole thing. You twist.
No. You came in hot. Right away you came in hot.
But you know what it was? Because I thought y'all were.
He always, dude. Anytime first off, anytime Lemaire's being Mr. Cool, I call Nate
True.
to make fun of Lemaire. And every time Nate's like, "Are you guys fucking with me?"
No, but
he's crazy.
I legitimately thought y'all were fucking with me. I got here and I called you, and it's like it said on my phone, call forwarded after like 2 rings. So I thought you just saw it and was like, "Fuck you."
So he dickheaded your call.
Yeah,
No, I actually did not.
High chance he did.
I felt the exact same way. I was like, definitely dickheaded my call. Then I called the mayor, and his phone seemed like it was in do not disturb mode. So I was like,
Do you think the mayor dickheaded you?
That's what I thought was happening.
Ooh.
I called like 3
All right,
times.
so he called. My phone was just on the other side of the couch.
Gotcha.
Didn't see he was calling.
It said call forwarded, like after a couple rings.
Yeah, I think that means it's just going to voicemail. I could be wrong. But
I don't.
He immediately went to, this was a prank to get me down here. He was like, they're inside watching me laughing that I drove to Philadelphia. He thought that was the prank we pulled on. Was just a trick.
He thought you were getting punked.
He thought he got punked.
I did. I really did.
His guard is always up, and it's too intense. And then he walks straight in, immediately stands in front of the TV. I'm playing Battlefield. He just walks in and is like, "You suck at this." It was the first thing he said.
I wasn't wrong.
I was smiling when he walked in. He's like, "What are you fucking laughing at? My fucking jeans?" No, what are you talking about? It's like I do with Nate. You just smile at him. He just tells you his insecurity. It's like, what do you think's funny? These fucking jeans I'm wearing? My gay-ass jeans? Is that what you're laughing at? It's like, I'm happy to see it.
What's up with your jeans? What do you got going on?
Nah, they just ripped jeans. I just
got you.
It's just shade. I just
True.
knew what I was walking.
Every time he wears that, I've seen that hoodie on him before. It makes me laugh because he looks like that bear. He looks like that teddy bear.
This is a handsome bear.
I get it. But his guard was up right away. He just has been talking shit. He talks shit.
That piques your interest, though.
Yeah, it's
you
fun.
start detecting. That's blood in the water.
I mean, if I'm not wrong, if somebody comes in hot,
yeah,
it's fair game. Dude. Normally, I'm like mean to somebody for no reason, but with Nate, it's always
you're never not.
I'm always nice to you. This is crazy, Lemaire.
I want to disagree, but I don't have solid proof on the top, like right at the top of my head. So I think you might be right. I might be wrong.
I even defended you that time you beat up that special needs guy.
I was wondering how long that was going to take before you got it.
It's like my favorite story.
What happened?
An open mic, and when Nate started in Lancaster and with Lemaire and me.
Yeah.
And Nate beat up a special needs guy at an open mic once.
I did not beat. He wasn't actually special. I mean, I don't know. He you're giving me that face, but he might not have been. I'm not thinking this.
I vote yes, he was. You vote might not. Lemaire,
if he was special needs, it was like definitely like bipolar or something like that. Like he wasn't.
Doesn't count.
Yeah. You think it was just bipolar?
Yeah, he was like schizophrenic. He was real crazy.
Okay,
but that's schizophrenic. That's up there.
He was definitely something more than just bipolar.
I wasn't trying to fight him though.
You were just like an orderly. You just kind of tackled him, held him down.
Yes, exactly. That's actually exactly like your crew of you, Lemaire, and Jabri were like the orderlies in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It was like 3 black dudes that like occasionally tackled one of the retarded guys doing open mics.
Nah, I didn't even. Did I ever tell you why we fought? Have we ever gotten that deep into it?
I think you have, but I forgot. So explain the whole thing because Matt's new to this as well.
Yeah, explain. Yeah.
So I don't know what made him mad at me, but there was one day we came in. You know, I'm actually going and you speak to everybody because you know everybody. So I'm saying what's up to people. I go to shake his hand, and he's got his notebook in his hand. He's like, "I'm looking at my notes." Like when I go to say hi, that's the first thing he says. And we've been
again.
I know. I'm not making it sound like he's not special with me.
Okay, thank you.
I hear you. So he says that. And
this could be a perfectly normal special needs hello.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, what's up? I'm looking at my notes.
They also kind of bitched you. It's like, dude, what do you want?
That is and that was the energy. That was definitely the energy.
And by the way,
there.
the guy with his guard the highest at all times was instantly just like, I'm gonna let this motherfucker's not gonna bitch me like that.
That's not even. No, this was like days before we fought.
And you remembered.
I just was done with him. Like in my mind, I was like, all right, that's how you gonna be. We never need to speak again. And that was it. Because you're making I have no other. He wasn't retarded. Lemaire, help me.
He was not retarded.
You were schizophrenic.
He was not retarded.
All right, you guys only think retarded means has Down syndrome. He did not have Down syndrome.
Gotcha.
I think
But he
might-
was
at the
clearly
most,
retarded.
I think he just had severe depression. I just think that doesn't make it better.
All right.
You can fight a guy. You should fight people with severe depression.
Yeah.
Pull them out of that funk. Just fucking. What are you fucking crying about?
Yeah. Let him like get hit a couple times and be like, all right, pain sucks. I don't want pain. You know how I've been walking around thinking I want to hurt myself?
Yeah.
No,
so
I don't.
So this guy was just like whacked out. He was like,
whacked.
He was homeschooled.
He was homeschooled is a good description. If you put together a list of at a central Pennsylvania open mic,
Yeah.
if you listed most mentally unhinged, he would be top 1 or 2 out of
Ooh,
40
okay,
to
okay,
50
yeah,
It
people.
depends on what you consider mentally unhinged. There's
Him,
a lot of mentally unhinged
Heath the
people.
Queef.
Well, that was amazing.
Heath
That's still
the
to this
Queef.
day. He's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life. You don't know Heath the Queef? That's
No.
never once.
I don't think I've ever talked about Heath the Queef on here.
No, I never heard about him. Every single person around any kind of open mic thing there's always 1 or 2 people where you're like, this person might shoot us all, but I have to fuck with them.
Yeah.
I have to go up
You
and fuck with them.
cannot not.
We had a couple of them that were just completely like they're definitely going to kill us all.
Heath the Queef. I think, look, I don't want to besmirch him, but I believe he may have been into uppers
Yeah.
pretty intensely.
Yeah.
And I think one night he got stuck under his own trailer and almost froze to death. Or like had frostbite and had to get some like toes removed and shit.
Damn, he almost became a meth sickle.
Yeah, dude. And he would show up. Oh,
Fuck.
dude,
His
I remember
opener
his
was so
act.
good.
I
did
remember
too.
his act.
It was great.
Can you imagine being
Like,
that
it was-
cold and on speed and being like,
Yeah, you probably don't pass out at all. You're probably just like, oh,
the shivers are probably just like, the teeth are just chattering. Damn, dude, I'm glad he survived. I'm glad
he used to wear a giant piece of bread on, but like a 2 boards that he would say bread and be like, "Hi." Oh yeah, he'd be like, "Ha, I'm inbred." That would kill it. He's an absolute.
And you
killer.
raised your dukes to him?
No, this is the same.
No,
dude.
Heath the Queef. Queef would have laid you
I
out.
would have never even tried. He was a comedy god at that time.
Queef would have laid you out.
No,
His
he
name's Heath the Queef because he knocks it out the
No,
box.
he blows it out the box. Because every time I perform, I blow it out the box, and then that was his opener.
Yeah, and at this point, crowds knew him and would be like, "Oh, yeah,
That's awesome.
man."
That'd be a nice thing to compile all of the crazies from every single like comedy scene and like all around.
Yeah, everybody has a
Have to
Heath the
do a
Queef.
contest.
You could do like a National Geographic special.
Yeah.
On these dudes, like we had a guy who used to go out for a run every single time. He would be like, "What am I on?" We're like, "Never, dude. You're on in the dead last." Like, all right, I'm gonna go run a mile, and he would come back just drenched in sweat. And be like, "Hey guys, yeah." He would go out for like a mile run and come back, and he'd always wear these track pants where like you could see his dick. There was an imprint of his dick head, and he would stand on stage and be like, "Hey guys, anyway, what the fuck is up with?" And everyone was like, "Fuck!" It was so fucking.
I had
funny.
I remember one time at Champs, this dude was or not. Yeah, it was at Champs. This guy was like talking shit, like he was trying to make fun of me, and I was like, "Everybody can see your dick right now." He was just like, "Oh," he was wearing track pants with his dick.
Yeah, this guy, I was hosting the one time.
That was an ether, dude. That was an absolute. It shut him down. He was like, "Jeez, dude, you don't have to be so mean."
Yeah, I brought this guy up one time. I think I was hosting at the Raven, and I was like, I forget his name. I think his name was Rob. So get up for Rob, and his penis protruding from his pants, and dude, he fucking shot me fire out of his eye. I was like, that's definitely worth it. He's gonna kill me.
Yeah, it's like sure, I just wasted your entire night. Like, I mean, you came here to try to get better at stand-up, and I literally wasted it.
But the other thing too, you couldn't. It was in everybody's face.
impossible.
It was like a raised stage at Raven. Raven, obviously. You're
So
a
you're
raised
dick
stage.
level.
You're dick's eye level with the crowd, and it's just like, dude, head defined in track pants. And,
Dude, there
there
was a comedian in Philly that was a homosexual that would wear very tight pants. Do you remember?
Thank
I
you for being
remember
polite about it. Thank you for at least
his
being polite.
penis. His penis.
Oh, dude.
Every week I was like, yo, this guy's got it. It literally looked like a Coke can.
It was crazy. No, he was rocking like a soft 6.
And it was like girthy too,
was
and it would
bunched
always
up.
be up there. And also, the stand-up sucked, so you'd just be sitting there watching a guy bomb with a huge dick.
As you should.
True.
If you're showing a hog, it's like, don't you dare get up there and just murder with
I
a
know.
hog on display.
Don't you
And it's
dare.
like, I
That sounds
fucking-
like y'all didn't even give him a chance.
No,
Nah.
he lingered for. I think he's
Boo,
still going.
it was boo.
He was around for like
Yeah.
10 years. Yeah. As soon as we saw the
I
dong,
mean,
though,
yeah,
we were like,
you know, that's the other thing too. Maybe I was just holding out. Maybe he was the funniest comedian ever. I saw the hog and I was like,
We're
I'm
done.
not laughing
Yeah,
at it.
I
Not giving
will
you
not.
an inch, bro.
But no,
So-
it wasn't that good.
So, well, man, what are some? I remember some other Heath the Queef classics.
Those were the two for me.
There was an Asian doctor when he delivered the president at the time, and he's like, that's how they got his name. The doctor pulled out the president and said, "Oh, Mrs. Obama, you have a Baraka baby."
That was him?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
What was he? Who's he writing for Fallon now? What's he doing? Dude, that's like Emmy Award winner Heath the Queef. Please, dude.
Heath the Queef.
Yeah, he was funny, but
I'm stealing that.
terrible at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to smash him because he's definitely going to listen to this.
Oh,
Somebody's going to tell him about it. He's going to be like, I'm famous.
wait, do people still seeing him? He's close to your hometown.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The word is he shows up every now and then.
He shows, yeah, dude.
The Queef still makes an
The
appearance.
Queef occasionally drops in and blesses everybody.
We should assemble a showcase of just like
The wackiest dudes
the
we know.
wackiest dudes from
That would
open
fucking
mics
rule.
and pop them up on. It'd be so fun.
Get him like a big audience.
Yeah. Just let them go out. It'd be
Sell out a club. And be like, actually, I'm not going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Roger Snare.
Roger Snare and wife. He's a comedian's assistant.
Dude, his guy would go on. It would be either him or his wife first, and he would go on. He would do George Carlin like rhyming raps, and it was the funniest. So fucking fun. And his wife would go on. Would his
So-
wife go on, or would she just chill?
Did she? Lemaire
Roger
would-
and Linda, they still go on, and now they're fighting a lot now.
No.
Yeah.
Honeymoon's over.
from stage, just coming at each other, or just after?
On stage, off stage, they're just fighting.
Oh. Yeah, they're like a 60-year-old married couple who come out and just argue at open mics.
Good for them though.
that's-
It's like if you're that type of couple, you can either be a VFW couple or just like we're gonna get into the open mic scene
Yeah.
locally, get fucking hammered and fight at the.
It fucking
That's a
rules.
good move.
Yeah, it definitely rules.
All right, so there's one of these types. It's literally you would classify him as one of them,
Yeah.
and he
Freak.
said he was looking at his notebook to Nate,
Yeah.
and you held on to that grudge for a week.
I didn't
You were like,
hold
all
on.
right.
I just didn't. We just didn't need to. You're making this sound like I'm being an asshole. I just did. Was like, all right,
no,
cool.
you
we
just-
don't-
you-
we
yeah,
just
you
don't
stood
need
your
to
ground.
speak. Yeah, it doesn't sound good. You guys are real good at making this sound bad.
Yeah.
But that was it.
So what set it off? You know, that was the initial thing.
so-
Maybe a shoulder bump.
Yeah, so then a different day, I'm coming in, I'm walking in with Andy Malfarina and his wife, and he speaks to both of them, and then blows a kiss at me, like he gave me and even then, I'm just like I'm in Lancaster, like I'm here to do 5 minutes and go home, and
Fuck, that's disrespectful, dude.
right, and then, but I'm still just letting it slide, like because. That's like before comedy, I was a different type of person. So I'm like, all right, I'm just let it slide, not get myself in trouble. So then later on that night, I go outside to go go smoke, and he's out there, and I'm just sitting there smoking. It's just like by myself. And he just turns to me and goes, "We should fight," like just like that. It's just me and him out there. He goes, "We should fight," and I think he thought I wasn't gonna like do anything, so then I put everything down and then I put my hands up like, all right, You want to fight? Let's fight. And then he's like, let's go in the alleyway. And they're making him sound retarded, but he had like serial killer energy more than anything. So, no, all right, correct me if I'm wrong.
All right, so out of nowhere, he goes, we should fight. You just walked outside during an open mic to like smoke. If I walked outside to smoke and somebody was like, we should fight, I'd be like, shut the fuck up, and I would leave him alone.
Yeah, but he blew him a kiss.
Yeah,
and he denied him the handshake.
That was
Exactly.
like
I'm saying
that was third strike.
I get it, but you got tricked by a guy who he tried to suicide by black. That's what he was doing.
You think he was suicided by blacking?
Yes. Yes.
All right, maybe.
So he just
It's like rushing a cop with a gun, just kissing at a black dude.
it really is. If you like pat a black dude's ass, you guys are you're getting the shit beat out of you.
I said about the guy I found trying to get into people's houses at one time.
No.
I had to tell you about this.
No.
There was a guy just trying to walk into people's. He was trying to walk into my neighbor's house. I swear I talked about this. I came out one day and heard my neighbor like, get out, stop, no. So he would just ring your doorbell and he'd answer the door and he would just walk into your house. So I'm like, dude, I came out. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, this guy just came in my house. I'm like, dude, where are you trying to go? And he had like a hospital bracelet. And
I remember.
that was a guy who kept saying 19th Street. yeah. But at one point, I tried to like.
All right, so now imagine beating that guy's ass. That's
That's what I'm saying.
Nate did.
Here's what happened though. He would go up to people and get real close to them, and he would like try to get in people's houses. And like we walked on, like I'm near Fairmount, and it was like the borderline of Francisville. He walked, and you go to Francisville, and it's mostly black. And he walked up to these younger black dudes and was getting their face like 19th Street, and the guy's yo back the fuck. The dude was about to knock him out, and I was like, dude, no, come on.
No,
He was about to get fucked up. Yeah. He was just getting right up in people's grills and be like 19th Street. I'm like, yo, man, what are you fucking gay? Get the fuck out of here.
That sucks to lose your mind that hard.
Yeah,
That
man.
You're just walking into people's houses.
That was a dude. Well, that was a dude I sent into the post. I was like, yo, there's 19th Street. It's a post office.
Yes.
Now I opened the door.
You gave him to the federal employees.
Yeah, I was like, go ahead. Yeah. I was like, get in there.
Yes.
Because I called the cops. I'm like, you guys got to get this dude. And they're like, well, he's not. Technically, that's the border of the other district, so we'll wait till he gets a little further. And I called the other district, like, yeah, that's not us. And I was like, motherfuckers. I was like, well, what's the next best thing? I was like, postal employees. One of the postal boys just shoots him.
They must have hated that.
Yeah,
There's
they
a
weren't.
guy
I don't
in
think they were
there
very
chatting
happy.
to him. Sir.
I chilled out there for like 2 minutes, sir.
Just to see if they would send him out.
He was in there for a while. He stayed, so at least he made it for 2. He made it for 2 minutes. So
Good. If you find somebody, to all the listeners, if you see a deranged man, just point him in the way of any federal employee.
yeah, they'll just throw a USPS uniform on. I'm like, oh, perfect. Here you go. Go deliver. Amazon's killing us.
All right, so Nate, this severely autistic man said to you, "Would you like to fight?" You dropped everything you were doing.
Put my hands up real quick because I didn't think he wanted to fight. Actually,
Yeah.
and he didn't right then. He didn't.
Did you put your hands up? Cool.
No, not at all. I gave him the old.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fighting Irish.
Yeah.
I see you guys online.
Pinky's out.
And one person gets dodged.
Yo, I used to make you so mad. Just I used to say you couldn't beat me. I used to be like, "Shay, shut the fuck up. You can't beat me." And it used to irritate. I remember exactly when it stopped bothering you. It's because somebody said that they had like something about me stepping in the street and get hit by a car, and I was like, "The car will get destroyed." And then you were like, "Oh, he's just
He's just that guy." Yeah, he used to continue. Yeah, you always try to fight people. All right, so
yeah, you're out in the alley. You, the queef. What was his fighting stance?
I don't.
He hit you with like the praying mantis.
We didn't even at that point. Didn't get that far. Like I really tried to go back inside. But he kept like doing the jump in front of you thing. Like I was just, like, you might be right, man.
Classic autistic taunt, just like jump in front of you.
So, what happened next? What?
Eventually, I hit him. That was
You
it.
punched him in the face?
I hit him first. Yeah.
And what happened to him? He wrestled you to the ground, right?
We started fighting. He didn't wrestle me to the ground. I didn't lose it. I can't. There's no.
I remember the
cops.
cops. The cops pulled him off you, right?
That's not how that happened. It's not how that happened. Is that what you? This is too many people listening to this for you to put out this false information.
All right, true.
He's fake newsing you.
True. The cops did come though.
Yeah,
Did they?
Yeah.
He actually was a solid dude. Like he was like kind of fucked up after the fight. So they gave him the They came in to get. I don't remember how they got me because they came in. I think I had like.
Oh, I
blood
pointed
on me or
them out.
something. They just standing over me, giving me.
You don't know how they got you? They walked in
And just was like,
and we're like, that guy.
it was just me. Lemaire was late.
Yeah, it was you, me, and Crick and Andy standing next to each other. Obviously, they're gonna take you out.
And they were going to let him. They was like, if he would have said that he wanted to press charges, they'd have taken me that day. But he was like, nah. Which solid move to do. You couldn't definitely. He could have definitely been a bitch about it.
Damn, dude, that's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fight someone like, nah, I don't want to.
Oh man, this guy was on cloud 9 after that.
I wasn't.
He thought he was.
I was more upset because like I remember because I knew during my set I had something new I wanted to try, and I remember knowing like I can't do all anybody wants to hear me talk about is the fight now because I had blood on light blue jeans and shit.
Yeah, well, you can't get in a fist fight and then walk inside and be like, "Have you guys seen this new show?"
Yeah,
What was the crowd's reaction to this altercation?
A lot of sadness. A lot of people were sad.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you feel personally?
I personally was pretty happy. I was very happy because I knew for a long time I'd be able to make fun of Nate for beating up a retarded guy. I knew that.
I remember you saying you didn't think it was like you were like it was like your voice is deeper when you're angry. You thought I was somebody else.
Oh, that's right. I heard it. I remember hearing it, and it was like, oh, like him screaming.
Where my dog's at.
He immediately goes to DMX. Yes. Man, that was great. I forgot that guy's name. Don't say it. Tell me later.
Did I fought?
Yeah.
Right.
Don't say it.
Yeah. I won't say it now.
Oh, so this wasn't the Queef.
No, it was
Nah,
not. Nobody
I thought you fought the Queef.
Nobody would
Nah,
put
I
hands. Heath the
wouldn't fight
Queef
him.
again. Heath the Queef would fuck you up.
Heath the Queef will fuck you up. If he can beat me, he can definitely beat you.
Anyway,
So what's going on now? Now that you fought your way out of the Lancaster,
Nothing. Man.
where you at now?
I'm in Jersey City, just waiting for comedy to either die or come back, and then to just not move on. I like where I'm at.
Yeah. Nice.
In a comfortable spot.
It's got to be crazy just waiting for like all the shit to come back.
Yeah.
yeah, I was even thinking about moving to Philly for like a year,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I kind of want to
I
move
don't
back
know.
too, but I don't want to. I got a nice price on
Yeah.
my apartment out there, but there's nothing else out there for me other than,
Just
don't-
waiting for stand up.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to do stand up in New York right now.
Only outside.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Does suck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than nothing, but it's. I mean, I'm not on. It's not like I'm getting on those drones. Like
Sure.
I have a few things. I have my show that I do in Jersey City's coming back, and there's like a few spots I've done, but just waiting.
Yeah.
It was weird, live cast. I mean, it was awesome, but it's definitely weird when you're not out. You don't go into like a crowd forever.
Yeah.
And you're just around like a couple hundred people, and
It is.
It was kind
It
of a
is.
mind fuck.
And then we
man.
fucked up. From now on,
And your crew was rocking masks. I'm sure.
entirely no. Yeah. No, I mean, if you no more pictures, we got to take it easy on that.
Couldn't help it.
I know it's impossible not to, like
See
you
the
feel
dog-
bad
yeah.
not doing it.
You see the dogs, you're out.
Yeah,
Well, the
everybody's
thing is,
excited.
well, dude, this is the problem I have right now. Is like, yeah, I definitely hear that. I was like smoking a joint, and someone's like, "Yo, let me hit that," and I was like, "Just
Yeah.
you can have this, man. I'm not doing that." But, dude, I was looking up the COVID statistics, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on. 200,000 deaths. I think like I don't know. Don't quote me on it, but it was like 95,000 of them also had the flu or either the flu and or pneumonia. So that's like fucking half. Where it's like, all right, well that's a coin flip. What else
Yeah.
you got? What, dude? There was like 8,000 cases where people just had been poisoned and also had COVID. Like, oh shit, he had COVID too.
And that was like you knew that.
Yeah, they
information
fucking count
was-
that.
You knew that was like you found real information when you.
It was a CDC.
Oh, okay.
It's a fucking CDC's not. And then I went to look for it again before this podcast. To obviously, brush up on my stats.
You gotta get your
Couldn't
stats.
fucking find it.
You know what stat I got?
What you
This
get?
is my big stat.
It's a
I've
good
been
one,
pretty
too.
stoked on this stat. There's more millionaires than people who have tested positive for COVID in the United States. Like
think about
3
that.
to 1
That's
millionaires.
That's solid.
Pretty tight.
How many people tested positive in America?
Wait, tested positive or died?
2 or 3 million?
So we have 6 million millionaires.
Actually, I got that wrong. We have 18 million millionaires.
That's awesome.
It's not even special anymore when you say it like that.
18
Yeah,
million
it's just-
millionaires. And also, that feels like that can't be right.
Well, they probably do
Yeah.
net worth, where they do like your house.
Oh, yeah.
If you had to sell your like but your wife's probably
Yeah.
worth like 500,000. Turn her out.
Depending on your wife.
How many kids?
True. Oh,
You sell your children. Children go
True. Sex slavery. That's one of the biggest. I think.
slavery.
I wonder. I wonder if they count like. I mean, if you have technically, you could always sell your dog. So that's like $800 right there. Well,
Unless you got a purebred.
true.
Then at least 2,000, depending on the
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
So I wonder. Yeah, that's a pretty tight stat. 18 million millionaires.
I think I saw it. I think it was 18.6.
So we just have. I mean, whether COVID is big or not is relevant. We just have a ton of money. So it's
We have
like, who
so
cares?
much fucking bread,
Who
dude.
cares, dude? Who
Doesn't
gives
matter.
a fuck?
18.6 millionaires.
My brother was, he noticed it was actually pretty funny. He was like, it's really funny that all of a sudden all the people who eat like 4 donuts a day and drink Gatorade all day are like, I'm worried about my health. I think.
Yeah.
Does that
like-
mean millionaires aren't 1% anymore? I'm trying to do that math.
Millionaires, if it's 18.6 out of like, out of like 300.
Hell yeah. It's so nice the 1%'s growing.
Yeah.
I've been taking preventative measures for my health lately.
Yeah.
Grounding. It's my new thing.
What's
Grounding?
that?
Grounding is put your bare feet on the ground. The ground's full. The ground's full of negatively charged electrons.
Dude,
Dude,
then Heath the Queef must be healthy as fuck.
he probably is. How do you think he survived that incident being trapped under a
Freezing.
trailer? Yeah. So apparently, I've been reading about this. Apparently, so there's the ground has like an electrical charge. It's very low, but it has a ton of negative electrons, and your body typically has an abundance of positive electrons because you're separated from your feet. Don't ever touch the ground really, and you're constantly walking around electronics. And the guy who invented it would hook a little thing up to himself and take his like measure his internal electricity, like walk by a lamp, and it
Like
would
Scientology.
what are you talking about?
They hook you up to something.
What's
They
that
read your
word?
body
The
electricity.
Cretans? Anyway.
Something like that.
What does
Crazy.
Scientology do?
They make you hold this like
They're like-
box that like measures your mood or
electricity?
something.
Yeah.
Well, what happens is if you put your bare feet on the ground, the negative electrons, because anything electrical wants to bounce. If you put it on a circuit, it wants to balance itself out. So the positively charged electrons are typically I think they're associated with like free radicals, which are the things that'll just go attack tissue in your body. It's like an autoimmune response. If you put your feet on the ground or anything, or you ground yourself out, if you lay on a pad that's going into like the little grounding hole and it goes through the wires into the grounding. Do you know about electricity at all?
No.
So when you put a panel in, you also the ground wire, you knock a stake into the ground and the panel goes out of ground wire and it's grounded. It goes into the stake. So if you put a grounding mat in the little grounding hole, you sit on it, your body electricity is grounded to whatever the rate is, and it balances your electrons, whatever the rate is of the earth. And they did studies and apparently it takes down inflammation, all kinds of shit.
How long have you been doing it?
Just started.
Like today?
No, like a week. So I'm gonna get the pad. I only have
just need a
access.
pad.
I go to the park right now. I go to the park. I heard my basement floor is okay. It's not ideal, obviously, but it is cement on dirt. So
You got to go barefoot in these
I go barefoot in the park, dude.
North Philly parks.
That's what I do. Well, I mean, I go over to like Sedgley,
Nice.
put my bare feet on the ground, just chill. It's pretty tight.
That is
stand
nice.
there.
Just stand there.
I was
Dude,
walking
your
bare
feet
feet in the
tingle. I
grass.
swear to God, your feet tingle.
I was walking bare feet in the grass this
When?
week. I vividly remember back home. I
I
was
was gonna say,
excited.
you seemed
about
like you had an abundance of negatively charged electrons.
Thank you.
I was gonna
I
say.
was hoping you would notice.
Well, dude, they say it helps people. They'll have like arthritis and stuff, and you sit there, or you get grounded out, and it just starts to go away. But because you're constantly storing all of these weird electrical interferences that just come in your body, and if you touch the ground, they just go vroom, and it balances it out to where you're supposed to be.
You
Pretty
feel a
tight.
difference?
Fuck, I mean, just my feet tingle when they're on the ground. So but I'm really in tune with like nature and stuff. So
Yeah.
that is what it is.
That could also be pre-diabetes. Could be. It's one of those. It could be the electricity.
Diabetes is an autoimmune disease, so I'm probably beating it right now.
Probably destroying it with
Free electrons.
feet on the grass.
Yeah, I'm telling you, look into it.
I'm not going to, but I do believe you.
It's pretty tight.
And I like walking barefoot regardless.
It's that
Yeah.
you can't lose. It's a $40 investment, and if you're wrong,
Walking
the
barefoot
placebo
is
effect.
Disgusting.
Walking barefoot in grass is very nice.
It's disgusting.
It's,
Very-
it's
especially
offensive to
lush-
the black community.
lush
to walk
high
barefoot.
grass.
Black people have this crazy thing against walking barefoot.
It's dirty. It's dirty.
All right, if you want to be separated from your natural electrical environment, go ahead.
It's totally fine.
It's not totally fine. I don't like how okay you guys are with it.
With feet in the grass.
Just
Feet in your grass. In the front. Oh,
What's-
my God.
what's gonna
You're not
happen?
getting dirty
Civilization
feet.
now.
You're not getting dirty feet if your feet are in the grass. Lush front yard, like the way
Yeah.
my dad maintains, please.
Yeah, I noticed that. I came out with my ex-wife to meet her dad, and I had my bare feet, and like her and her mom were like mortified. They're like, "Well, you can put some shoes on. He's gonna see you with your bare feet." And it was like, "Who the fuck cares?" And it's like it was like highly offensive.
I remember being with my girl and she did it. She was just out barefoot walking, and I was like embarrassed in my soul. I was like, "Oh, I'm out here walking with a barefoot woman."
Oh,
If
yeah.
you're saying that, there's nothing hotter to me than a chick in her bare feet outside.
He's got a white lady.
Oh, there you go.
I just tried to throw that out there and then not go any further.
She's a white bitch.
Yeah, white ladies love. You gotta let.
See, instantly,
I
dude.
just sat up.
Relax.
I wasn't.
You gotta let.
But
If you have a white lady, you have to let her bare feet touch the ground, and then she'll go inside and write an Instagram post like this long. Just let her do it. She needs it.
Do you have live, laugh, love cursive in your apartment?
Nah, man, my apartment's black as shit. I got it. just so if my family comes, I'm like, no, she's a good one. Like that's
Yeah.
So,
What do you
like,
have in your apartment that makes it black as shit?
I can't think of the name of the.
Other people's stuff?
Mayor's pissed.
Mayor's pissed. Shut up, Lemaire. Lemaire was pissed. You see him?
Lemaire used to live with, Lemaire lived with
I'm
us
not
for a
pissed,
year.
yeah.
He's been there.
What do you-
I have I don't know. You know the painting of that like black Concorde that's in the
Yes.
the museum over
Yeah,
there?
the Moor.
That
Thing fucking rules.
Yeah, I got that on
In the Philly Museum. Have you ever seen that
Yeah,
painting?
never seen it, no.
Oh, I was in there the first time I went to the museum. That painting stuck with me. I was like, damn, how is this not everywhere? If I
Yeah.
was a black dude, this would be
cool as shit.
I mean, that's like a painting of like Napoleon for us.
yeah,
That shit rules.
He just went, I think, through Spain, just like
Yeah, he's a Moor
fucked people
fucking
up.
people up. I think
Yeah.
he's in like an all white thing with like a sword.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that shit rules.
That does kind of rule.
Yeah.
I got that.
They made him a little blacker than I would have liked, but that's fine.
So you have a
I
mass
think
murderer.
the Moors were a little more North African Arabic, but that's fine. That's
You
fine.
think they claimed him?
That's fine. That's fine. They did. They certainly did in that painting, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
That's all y'all do is claim other whites.
Like who? Jesus. Who?
For the record, Jesus was blonde hair, blue eyes. That's why they killed him.
Yeah, they're like, freak, get him out of here. And the way they discovered him, there was dancing at the Last Supper. And Jesus was out of tune. And they're like, what the fuck? He's not one of us. Yeah, all the apostles were black.
Just not Jesus. They were just following.
They were just following the great white leader.
So what did you also have? You have the Moor.
I have the more. Then it just gets nerd black, like pop figures of like from Coming to America and shit like that. And that's
Gotcha.
it. It's not that. It's not that. I don't decorate. It's just
Yeah.
walls, a dope picture, and that's it.
Damn, so what? You're stifling this chick from putting up like scented wood chips and
Yeah,
shit.
she put up a picture of her family. I just threw it at the wall. just like these white old people. No,
That's actually fair. That's actually fair. I'll give you
True.
that. You don't want to wake up and see that every day.
Just like thinking about the times they said nigga in the past.
Yeah. That'd be like if somebody put up like a Dallas Cowboys fat head in my room. I'm like, oh, this is the team I hate. Get rid of them.
Yeah, Brittany definitely took control of our house and black arted out.
I noticed
big
some
time,
black art
dude.
in there
Yeah.
when I got in there.
It's strictly black art.
I was excited about that. It
pretty
made
tight.
me happy that you had black. He has like chicks with afros.
Yeah, it's like
Paintings.
power. It's like an airbrush of like a power,
Yeah.
like holding up the power fist,
Yeah.
afros.
You have
So like, yeah, Brittany decked it out. Yeah,
you have to, so when your family comes over, they're like, oh, they didn't turn. They're still like one of us.
yeah. I might throw up like an airbrush of David Duke.
Yeah. Well, you
throw
just
them
have to
off.
have the reverse paintings.
No, I was gonna put like George Bush.
Yeah. Get one of
like
just,
George Herbert Walker.
just have one of those like above the couch. And
Oh,
do
we can
like
flip
a
it?
presidential. Pick a portrait of him.
David Duke is only famous to white people. Like I don't know what he looks like. Like I know
don't
the
know.
name now.
I don't know what he
I just know
looks
the name.
Oh, all right.
The
Then
name's
I
the
guess
name's
that's it.
just funny.
Sydney called me the other day, just kind of not like defending David Duke, but he's like, I mean, he's got a right to it. Sydney's when he like opposes
Sydney's-
thing, it's so fun. When he goes contrarian on this thing, it's so funny. He was like, "Look, man, David Duke, you know, I forget what he was saying, but it was so fucking funny."
Yeah, you do have to have the reverse
True.
paintings.
Yeah.
For white people, it's like Kincaid paintings.
What's Kincaid?
They're like those cozy looking, like it's like a picture of like a cabin
Yeah,
with
yeah.
like smoke coming out of it in the
no,
woods.
That's pretty nice.
I think it's the top selling artist of all time.
Really.
It's Thomas Kincaid.
Who's the guy who paints like the whales and shit? That's what I'm into. Remember on like the folders, There's a guy who strictly painted whales.
Folders of like whales, unicorns.
Yeah, that's a guy. There's a guy who does that.
Damn.
He has a store in California where he sells like the real
binders.
paintings of what
Wow.
originally you would find on a binder. But you can go buy one of those and just have like a sick shot of like a killer whale with like a couple dolphins.
True. Like moonlight in like a purple sea. Yeah. Fuck, that would be nice. I think both races would agree on that.
I think so.
Yeah. That
As
would
if
feel
there's
good for
only
everybody.
two.
Some killer whales.
That's the way.
Sorry, Noah. Forgot to check the other box.
Yeah.
Did you check other on your census?
I'm not filling out the census.
You better fill out the census,
What?
dude.
Fuck no, dude.
I know.
What are you?
What are you?
Yeah, I can ask that. It's okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'm Irish and Italian and Native American.
Take
that
that.
last one. What do
Take
you think
that,
of
baby.
last one?
I was wondering where the tint came from. Like, you had nothing about you. I thought you were.
That's Italian.
That's Italian?
Could be.
Okay.
He's a Ginzo, dude.
You know, I believe it took me a while to realize.
Ginzo
I didn't even realize Italians could look like that until what's the boy? I forget his name. Anthony in New York.
Wiener? Anthony Wiener?
Nah, comedian.
DeVito.
Anthony DeVito. I did
yeah.
something with him like in Allentown or something like early, and I just until like the end of his set, I thought he was Middle Eastern, and then he just was like, I'm Italian. I was
God damn it.
Yeah.
changed my life.
Yeah, a lot of Italians come off like Noah. But, you
Southern Italy had a.
actually,
where
the
my
Moors,
thousands
the
of
Moors
years-
attacked.
Isn't that where my
Yeah.
man ran through?
Yep.
Yeah, Southern Italy's always had a long history of trade throughout the Arabic and Mediterranean world. So, yeah, you run into a lot of Noahs floating around where us true crusaders would come down and be like, what are you? Be like, I am one of you. I am a Catholico, please. No. And we'd say, all right, show us where the Muslims are. And then we'd get on a boat.
What are you?
What the hell are you? I came here from England. I'm pissed.
Let me see your sword. All right, you're cool.
Sweet. That's actually a pretty sweet sword.
It must have been a lot of sword talk. It must have been like 80% sword talk back then.
Yeah.
Just not. It was totally
How
not
cool would it be
weird
to
and
have a
nerdy to have a
sick
sword in
fucking
your house.
sword? Yeah.
That was someone came in. You're like, get my sword. And you're like, Jesus fucking Christ! They're like 18 pounds.
Yeah.
Or just having an old dull sword and you just hit somebody with it and like, ah, fucking God damn it.
Just shatters their
Yeah, I
ribs.
mean, if I can't keep a kitchen knife, I'm sure like the sword that was in somebody's family eventually got kind of dull and
Yeah.
buttery.
Somebody got lazy with their sword. And
Yeah,
like, fuck. As soon as somebody tries to break in.
He had like a shitty dad. He didn't sharpen his sword. And you're like, what the fuck?
Man. Having a sword fight. Someone breaks into your house in the middle of the night.
Oh.
And then they just slow kill you with your own dull sword.
Yeah. I mean, also, you know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, they were raping your wife.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, as there's no like, oh, maybe he just
You
wants the
were-
money. He was like, no, this guy's gonna rape everybody. As you're like, the sword's going in, you're like doing one of the things where you're holding it from your chest, and you're like, nah.
Yeah. You're doing the Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah,
Where
yeah.
he's like starts to get savage. You're like, no. Shh, 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 shh. Just into your chest, and then you probably can still be alive and listen to
Yeah.
whatever heinous act he
Yeah, you
broke
definitely
into your
have a
house
few more
for.
He just eats your one daughter and rapes your wife. And you're like, ah, fuck.
That's
There were hard times back then, dude.
hard times.
It's harsh. This was the harshest of times. That one must have sucked, dude.
You ever get bugged out thinking about how like similar that people in the world still live? Like not with swords and shit, but that same existence of just any moment somebody come in here and fuck my shit up.
For sure.
You're talking about like right in like today?
Yeah, not in America, but you know other parts of the world. Like I don't know. Sometimes I get bugged out.
Guess a
thinking about
country.
it. Huh?
I want to hear you imagine what countries you think suck.
No.
Please.
No.
I can't wait. You'll be like, fucking France. Just want to hear what country. Name a country you think sucks.
Germany.
No, really. Germany's like better than ours.
Come on. Not in front of the flag, man.
True.
No.
True that.
Standard
Jesus, come on, bro.
Azerbaijan, great pool. Lemaire,
Yeah, thank
great
you.
pool.
Thank you, man.
Now, where is it?
It's near
You don't
Georgia,
know where it
which
is.
is near Russia.
Damn.
Lemaire, big time.
I'm not a big geography man.
Lemaire studying the news this week. That's big.
Are they going through something?
Azerbaijan's getting rowdy right now.
are they
Oh,
fighting
that's they're trying to do a genocide over there, ain't they? Is that place?
Try
Probably.
not to.
I think they always are. I think
Yeah,
every
well,
one of those, like Dagestan, all those places.
Get a genocide going every now and again.
That area of Russia and all those states are just.
I
Happens
learned
a
about
lot.
that from an Instagram girl twerking. Like she had a twerk video up, but under it had like the information about
Of Azerbaijan,
Yeah,
and I think
I was like, brilliant.
Armenians.
I would have never known if it
Really?
wasn't for this combo. Yeah,
Also, you're just looking at her ass. It's not like you're gonna go over there and stop it.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're like, nice.
it's just like being a whore and being like, "Look, I'm doing something good." It's like, nah,
She was trying to get tweets going, like so. You know what? For you, she
Yeah,
was trying to get
true.
people to start white knight.
She was kind of double dipping there with an ass and a cause. They're
Yeah.
equally
Yeah.
appealing. It's like
yeah. I like the strategy behind it. It got me. It works.
just a bunch of guys who would
You're a
have
bit
been
of a, I
like,
forgot he was an old horny dog.
"You're an old horn dog."
Yeah, man. I've been in a relationship too long. It just
Yeah, he came in here immediately. The first thing he said was, "This is where Dog Girl sat."
True.
I'm very happy about it. It's the best part of being here. Is knowing I'm sitting where Dog Girl sat.
You're a Dog Girl simp.
Not a simp, but a fan. definitely a fan. I definitely like what she's putting out there in the world.
I'm not a big fan, honestly. I mean, I
Really?
like Dog Girl's great, but you know,
I don't
I'm
want.
trying
I
to-
don't want to throw dirt on her name.
I like Dog Girl. I like her as a
Yeah.
person. I
do
you know,
too. Dog Girl's
She was actually very nice,
just a sweetheart.
but we could do with less porn.
Up to no good.
We could do with less porn.
Up to no
You said you
good.
could do it less porn?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean people in general?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could,
nah,
we could knock it off big. I was off the porn for like, fuck, man. Dude, I didn't jerk off in the hotel room at all.
Neither did I. Yeah, we.
Why is that an accomplishment? Y'all was together.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, we spent a lot of time apart. He would hang out and party all night, and I would sit there and wonder what time he's coming home. If I could jerk off.
If you had
And I
time
went
to
to
get
bed.
one off.
Yeah, but I was like, yeah, I don't want it that bad.
Oh, and just the. Just
getting,
the. Oh, if I would have caught you.
just getting busted, dude. That would
Oh, if I would have
sucked.
busted you, J&O, in the hotel, would have made me so happy. I've cockblocked Lemaire. Lemaire was going to jerk off the first night.
Oh, you're probably
He was
looking forward
definitely
to
going to
that.
jerk
yo,
off.
y'all, you can't go a day? Is that?
Yeah, I can go a day easily. I didn't even think about it.
I have a record, 45 days.
45 days.
45 days.
Nothing?
I had a tracker, nothing, no porn, no. But when I broke. It was like,
What'd you break
it was
on?
a busy day. What?
What'd you break on?
How busy with that?
I mean, it wasn't that busy. Like, it wasn't really busy. But I don't remember what I broke on. That wasn't my mental. It was just.
Oh, you
Why?
didn't give the 45-day nut to somebody else.
Oh, I mean, I was fucking. I'm in a relationship. It's not the same.
So you're soft mode. So you just did no porn for 45 days.
Yeah, but it makes a difference. It makes a
It
difference
does.
up here.
It does.
How so? Were you just less horny?
Nah, I was way more horny. It felt bad how horny you get when you're not
Yeah.
jerking off and watching porn. Like,
Yeah.
you just see it like a fat ass in the street. And you're just like,
I know it's a.
my bad.
Sorry, you're excited about fat asses.
Yeah, I'm riled up.
We were walking around the mall and it's just like at the mall,
Yeah.
black people mall. Sorry. Pardon me.
What's the black people ball?
No,
Black people mall
it's
is
from
just
a
some
sketch.
fucking $1 million extreme. But it goes back to that like Patrice joke of like seeing a woman and just being like, oh, like
Yeah.
she has no idea that you're just. Literally, I would just look at women and be like, ugh. Even if, and then if they talk to me, I would be like, hey, how are you? But in my head, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's like I don't get if I stay off the porn, I won't get that, and then like I'll just be watching. I know I'm really horny. I'll be watching. I think we were watching. I was watching Solo, the Han Solo movie the other day.
Shit
First of all,
stunk.
dude, why is everyone saying it stunk? That was good. I'm not all the way done. It I mean obviously I probably know what happens at the end. It was decent. Apparently, I think it was Donald Glover's character. They came out after the fact and like he's pansexual, right? To try to get
What,
some like,
Lando?
yeah, to try to get some like hype around the character. And I think the other actor was just like, will you guys just accept the
They're
fact
trying to make Lando.
he's pan? He's pan.
What's that? Spy?
It's like super bi. It's like you're pansexual just means you're not like you don't fuck guys because you're gay. You just fuck guys because you like to fuck everyone. Look up pansexual. It's right here.
It is.
I think it's they wanna
you'd be
fuck
down to fuck
everything.
anything, really. So he'd fuck like the aliens and shit.
Yeah, that's the whole point. He fucks like the
If
robot.
I was in Star Wars, there's some aliens that could get it.
Well, that was down for sure. I mean, his robot was
Some
kind
droids?
of hot. Huh?
Some droids.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. Apparently,
Yeah.
he was kind of like fingering his robot.
Is that like a
L3.
female C-3PO?
Ooh,
Like C-3PO with tits?
is there? Oh, there
Or
is.
am I thinking of... Spaceballs.
But yeah, one of the other actors that came out against it was like, "What the fuck? What are you guys doing?"
Well, I'd be pissed if like they made a movie like 20 years later and Lando's what's that? Carl Weathers?
Yeah.
Well, there was
Is that Creed? No, it's the same.
Billy
no,
D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams. Yeah,
Billy
Colt
D.
40.
Williams.
Yeah. Yeah, Colt 45. Billy D. He did 2 characters, Lando and then a Colt 45 commercial. Yeah, of course, dude. Billy D. Williams is gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
That's like that's suicide by black dude.
true.
If you're like, oh yeah, that character was gay the whole time. He's like, motherfucker.
But wait, Billy D. Williams is from that time. He's from like the 70s, and he's like one of those free love guys. I can see him being like pansexual.
Dude, Lemaire,
How dare you.
watch your mouth, dude, about Billy D.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You know that's not the case. The 70s black just out there? No.
Yeah, man, especially not hawking Colt 45, dude.
Yeah.
You guys know Richard Pryor was gay, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
everybody knows
very
Yeah,
gay.
so that's the 70s.
So
He
just
was
there
a-
was one you know one gay black guy from the 70s?
Paul Mooney, 2.
The same crew.
Yeah,
Yeah, those two probably fucked.
Dude, did I talk about that where I watched the roast of Paul Mooney? Or was it the roast of Richard Pryor? Where he like outs Paul Mooney?
yeah.
It's fucking incredible. So it's on the panel. Paul Mooney's sitting next to him. He's like, I want you to know Paul's a faggot. And like everyone's like, and he's like, we all know you're a faggot. You've been a faggot. And Paul knows I'm a faggot. He's like, and I want to say it before he says it. It's very funny.
Damn.
Yeah.
How'd the Moon Man take it?
Everybody was laughing. But I think Mooney was a little like, man, why would you out me?
Yeah, that'd be tough on national television.
It wasn't. It couldn't have been.
Yeah,
It couldn't have been national television. Not for the language, but they were black.
You're right.
No, but no, they wouldn't have put that on. I think it was like private.
Really?
I don't think it was aired. It's on YouTube.
Just
Though.
some old
The
YouTube.
footage is on YouTube. I think
Damn.
it was supposed to be private. And now it's,
Is that a private roast?
now he's out there. Yeah.
Yeah, people do that still.
Yeah.
Like in little scenes. You see them and you're just like, who gives a fuck? But
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Tight. What else is going on? What do we got? What's on the record?
I don't know. Right now, all I have
Last
is...
night I
What do you have?
farted Phil awake.
Did you really?
Yeah, he fell asleep watching the football game. And I took my camera out, filmed him from across the room, and farted as loud as I could. Every once in a while, we'll just be watching TV. He's like, just starts hitting that snore. If you fart loud enough, you can wake him up. He goes, he gets mad. He gets mad.
That's such a horrible thing to wake up to.
It's just a loud fart.
What did he say when he woke up?
Why would you do that? That's exactly what he said. He woke up and goes, "Why would you do that?" Actually, I have it on camera. You talk for a second.
My dad gets really butthurt if you fart. He'll fart and it's like whatever. If you fart in front of him, he's like, "Come on, man, have some respect. Come on, knock it off. Come on."
that bothers him. He's not that old
Pisses him
school,
off.
just like
Doesn't
ripping
like
guy.
it. He'll fart. No, he'll fart and it's like it's hilarious. But if anyone else does it,
He's like, not in my space.
Come on, man. What the
He's
hell?
real alpha about his
yeah,
farts.
he is. He's real alpha about the house, and he's like, "Yo, come on, man."
Oh, you got here.
Especially if you do it at the dinner table.
How close were you to him?
Across the room.
Still woke him up.
Oh yeah. Well, I had the remote, so I muted the game, which I was worried was gonna wake him up. But you could hear the intensity.
Yeah.
Why would you do
He
do
almost
that?
sounds like John Malkovich there. Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Oh,
Pretty great.
fuck, dude. Coming out of a slumber, coming out of like stage 2 REM sleep, and be like, why would you fart like that? Fuck, dude. I had fucked up. Speaking of sleep, I had fucked up dreams last night.
What were you dreaming about?
So, first of all, I did so I was doing, me and my friend were doing this like bet of like who could lose more weight within like 2 weeks. And, we had like $50 on the line, a couple other people. It was fun. I actually won pretty tight. Or my team won. But yeah, so I this morning
In a
was
dream or real life?
no, we did this in real life.
Oh, okay.
So this morning was the weigh-in, so I was like, all right, I went
nice.
for a run last night, and then I didn't eat dinner. I just totally fasted, skipped dinner. I don't
Gotcha.
know if you ever went for a run and just didn't eat for like 12
Oh,
hours.
you must have been so hungry.
Holy dude, I woke. So I started having dreams that I like broke my dog's neck.
That don't sound like that's because you ain't eat, man.
Yeah, you have been. Was it Jackson?
No, it was Matilda.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been pissed at Jackson, but it was just like Matilda was running around. I was like, I gotta stop her, and just like picked her up and just like slamming her on the concrete and just like broke her head, like broke her skull, and like her neck cracked. And I was like, oh fuck, dude, that sucks. And then like I looked at Brittany's phone and she was cheating on me, and I was like, and I woke up and I was like, oh, I gotta make some peanut butter rice cakes. I was like, no, I have to win. And yeah, I fucking woke up and was like, my body was just eating itself last night. I woke up last night like concerned I was going to die. I was so hungry.
Yeah, that makes
I just didn't eat for like 10 hours.
My girl's been fasting, so she's been trying to lose weight and shit, right? So I like to make her feel better, like not make her feel better, just being like complimentary yesterday. I thought I was being complimentary. I went up to her and just like held her titties like I was holding them for weight, and I'm like, you're getting skinny, like thinking that like I was saying your titties were lighter, you getting skinny, compliment, and she's just like, to her I just came up and was like, your tits are getting smaller, I don't like it, and she's like, I think still a little salty about it. I didn't think about it that way when I did it. I was like, a playful skinny joke. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
True. I wonder if you're a white chick dating a black guy, like you got to keep your weight up.
True.
Like you're like, I don't want to lose my man.
Nah, you gotta stay in. It depends on who. Like if you can't get fat, because if you get too fat, then you're the like.
I told you I was just at the mall.
No,
right?
and I know that's a different type of like, dude, man, I'm trying not to say nigga here. Like I'm really trying hard.
No, we're trying to.
I know you are. I know you are. And I'm trying to hold it in. Just have people turn it up like, yeah, no, but you guys, if you get too fat, then your family's like, look at you, like out here with this fat one. But if you get like a nice white girl who doesn't,
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
It's kind of shameful.
Yeah.
It's shameful if you get like a fat white chick. They're like,
You're like, oh,
They look at it like-
you got one that they didn't want.
Yeah, you're getting scraps.
Yeah.
But if she's skinny, you've got to.
But if she's so good,
Not
like
skinny,
you
but
can
yes.
be thick, but like not, just can't cross over.
I see.
You can be curvy, not chubby.
I've seen your lady. She's in no danger of being
Yeah,
that.
I wasn't saying she was.
No,
I
I
just
know,
was,
but-
you said,
just trying to say,
grab your titties
it's
instead of titties
words-
are small.
That's-
Yeah, well, Brittany will do stuff to me where she's like, I just want to like lose a little weight here, make this bigger, and I'm like, that's not a real thing. You're just gonna lose a bunch of weight or not. You can't like spot reduce certain parts of yourself.
I think you're wrong. I think you can. I think you put
Myth.
on one of them fucking things that the Instagram
Like a
ladies
girdle?
rock, the girdle.
Oh yeah,
tight.
that's a
Sweat it out.
no. There's
Some
no
squats.
There's no spot reduction. You can't like reduce fat on one spot of your body. It's a myth. You have to lose it all, and that's what you're saying. You saw the girls in the Drexel gym; they do like 1,000 squats, so they just have muscle butts.
Yeah.
But muscle butts look good. Like
Muscle
they
butts
don't
look great.
got no shape. Like
Exactly.
shape to them when you hit it, but they look nice.
Yeah,
You can definitely parade it around town.
that's all you can do.
You can show your enemies.
Both great
Look at
things.
this ass.
It's got no jiggle, but they don't know that.
No.
Yeah.
That's what half the battle is.
That's interesting. I thought it was kind of a celebrated thing if you were to bring home like a really big fat white chick.
What you about
It's
to say?
definitely not. I want to say, I think you might be right. You about me and my walls, because when you move too quick, I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking over there? It might have.
What are you talking about?
Because I said
What
something,
walls?
and you did and I saw you did like a face cut, and your cheeks went up a little bit, and I'm like, what? Say it.
Nothing.
I can't help it. I don't know where that comes
What
from.
happened to
You think he's
I've
like
been like that.
PTSD'd you, or have you always
I was never mean to Nate.
This is all never. Nah, you haven't been.
Did
You've
you get
always
fucked
been
with a lot growing up?
Nah, not really. Not in a way that it would be like a problem. No more than anybody.
Sure, sure.
I was thinking about that today. I hate to always talk, cancel culture and all that. It sucks talking about it all the time. But
That's the thing.
It's important to us. But I was thinking about those kids, those like cliques. They must have got bullied so bad.
Oh.
Like, because they're like mean now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're like mean, cruel people that are like fucking piece of shit. Fuck yeah. Like, just like out of nowhere.
Yeah, they wanted the president to die. I mean, our president was in danger
And
in
our
a
president
helicopter.
was just too jacked.
True. Well, thanks to the Regeneron, which he,
Regeneron.
or whatever that cocktail was.
Soup.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking literally today while I was driving, I was like, man, they must have been just years, because I don't know what that's like to have been bullied like that, like in
Hold on to
school,
it
where you're like
into-
afraid to go to school because somebody's gonna be like, fucking.
It fucks you up for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
dude.
and then you move to New York, do stand up or whatever, get into like improv, and then just are pushed to the top, and then you're like fucking mean motherfucker, like you just cruel, beaten. I don't know.
No, that's
you know
the
what
thing.
I'm saying?
No, I'm telling you, that's the thing. I know people who got bullied hard, and it's like
Yeah.
they constantly have to stop themselves from trying. Like a lot of it is like this revenge mission people are on. You're not really aware of it, and then you'll like trigger a nerve in them, and there's like, blah, and you're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, I always got fucked with, and it's like, holy shit, dude.
I feel that on people who you can tell like they go out their way to put their foot down on something that feels like it's not important. Like,
Yeah, Crick did that when we tried to when we stole the PlayStation from him.
Really?
When
Oh,
Crick,
that's a
you
pretty
stole his PlayStation.
we didn't steal his PlayStation. We kept it in the living room for everybody to play.
Yeah.
And by everybody, I mean me. 12 hours a day.
Y'all
But-
bullied him for it.
No, all right, that was it. We came back from Mike. It was me, McCusker, Six, and Wood. And we were like, yes, 2-on-2 NHL. When we get back to the house, we're going to fuck you up, talk shit the whole car ride. We get there and Crick's playing fucking
Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
Great game.
And we were like, he made us. We sat on the couches behind him, waiting for him to finish. You know, at that point,
Well, that's
4-1. You got to be like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll stop.
All right,
He
yeah.
put his foot down on that and played as long as he could.
Oh, so fucking.
played,
all
like,
right.
played until people went to bed. I think.
All right.
I think he outlasted. It was a siege.
I wanted to be on his side because
No,
It was
But
just
he-
him
it was
running
Dunkirk.
around collecting.
there's a siege.
He would just like go in a cave, grab a scroll, filter through the school like a backpack,
Yeah.
go get another thing.
Elder
And
Scrolls
then
is
he was
not a
like
fun
talking
game
to
to
villagers
watch.
and shit.
yeah, it's not a fun game
Oh.
to watch at all. I get it.
It's brutal.
Look, it's hot as hell in here. Where are we at time wise?
Nice. Let's get 4 more minutes.
Yeah, we keep
got
it
it
pushing.
We got it in us.
Yeah,
dude.
but he outlasted us. Good for him though.
yeah, I mean, you definitely got to do like
I thought y'all put him out. That was the impression I always got, is that
No.
he had no choice but to get out
What?
of there.
No,
Not like
but-
he got kicked out. Like he just was like,
What,
'cause
out of our
Brendan's-
house?
Not like actually like you have to leave.
No, I
Brendan.
invited him to the house.
No,
I brought him
kn-
in.
I know that, but I always thought maybe all right.
I think he just was uncomfortable.
that's what I mean. Like he was a different type of
Nobody
dude
was
than
mean
y'all.
to him. Or would.
I wouldn't say mean. They had a genuine. They had a genuine.
In
beef.
his defense, there was like a jacked guy with a mental disorder in the house that hated him. So at any moment, he could have gone south.
Yeah,
yeah, it
somebody was smashing his mugs or something like that.
That was the Woodman. But
Nah, y'all all used to fuck him. I forget who.
I never fucked with him.
Somebody. I'm saying somebody like it's not you. I remember you sent me a video of him just eating peanut butter out of a jar in a room. With,
Oh, yeah.
With
All right. Well, he's doing shit like that, walking around. Obviously,
Nutella crackers.
oh, that's right. Oh, when he was in the kitchen, standing by
In a
himself.
row.
yeah,
Red row.
in a room.
Yes. So I'd be down there in the living room, and Crick would Barn Dog would come down and just, I'd see what he would eat. He ate like insane shit.
Yeah.
It'd be like for dinner, he would eat like, he would just take out Nutella and put it on like saltines.
He ate a lot of Nutella for
and just stand he wouldn't sit to eat, he would stand in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. It
In
was,
a robe and slippers.
Or he would
And
make
then
himself
not
like a
talk.
Sunday dinner.
and then not say hi or anything.
Yeah.
Like
you're a say hi every morning kind of dude.
yes,
sure.
if somebody walks into the room I'm in, I'm like, what's up?
Ah, all right.
And he'd be like, hello, and keep walking.
Well, we bad roommates, Lemaire. I never got a chance to like really. We never really busted up about
No.
that. I thought.
No,
all right, all
no.
right.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was the best
Mayor,
part of being in
really?
Jersey.
Wow, sounded like there was a little tension there.
Changing your tune.
No, things were great.
There's no tension.
What was your biggest complaint about Lemaire as a roommate?
Rent was late.
Yes,
Yeah, that was an easy.
that was probably it. That was
Lemaire,
it.
what is your financial situation? I was trying to figure that out the other day.
Hey, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. That is junk, dude. That's crap.
That's OL.
That was an OL. That's yeah. He could have never known that was an OL. You can never know it's an OL when you ask about somebody's money until it's an OL. So like, how are you doing on money? And they're like, "Fuck you, you piece of shit." It's like,
Not, it wasn't how you're doing it. It's how are you doing it?
I don't know.
how do you make money?
I don't. Well, when I was living with Nate, I was driving Lyft all the time. And
Gotcha,
like,
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I
was
did
a school
that.
photographer. Yeah.
Remember that? I drove Uber for a day.
I used to
I was like, I'm not doing this.
I used to try to get you out there all the time. I'm like, come on, man.
You'd be like, come on.
I
I'd
used
be
to do the
like,
same
I'm not
thing to the
doing
man.
this.
Like, yo, just go do it, man. Just get out there, get some.
No.
It's the worst.
I loved it.
I've done
I absolutely love driving
Nah.
Lyft. I would drive. My phone would ding. I'd be like, ooh, and I would go and pick people up. I thought it was addictive. I would go out and do it for hours.
You
I
built
couldn't
for
stop.
it.
Yeah, I loved it.
I got a jacket.
Just small talking everybody.
You got a jacket?
I got a lift jacket.
Oh, yeah. You did a lot of
jacket.
it. He did do enough to get a
So
lift
much
jacket.
lift. Yeah.
I loved it.
I probably lost money on Uber. That was crazy that I even. But I think I was working a job at the time. I remember when I applied for it, I had a job already.
Just was bored.
Yeah, you did. You were
I mean, it was
in the
like
garage
Yeah,
someday. It was so funny
Pretty sick.
how little you showed up to that. The fact they didn't fire you, I was
they
like, this is
were,
amazing.
well, that's because they were giving me like $400 a week,
True.
maybe
money.
less. I think it was $300 a week,
It was less than,
and
yeah.
it was like it was $300 a week, and it was actually there was some days where it was like 10, 12 hours. Like you'd just get stuck there.
Yeah.
Like you'd
How'd
get there at
how'd
the
you
beginning.
get that job?
Because they hired me for the sales department
Right.
at this Toyota dealership. And I told him I couldn't sell cars. Like, I wasn't going to sell cars because I wasn't going to commit to those hours.
Yeah.
Because, like, you have to be there.
Sure, yeah.
So then they put me in the internet sales thing, which was cold calling. And I couldn't, never
Yeah.
sold one.
Yeah.
Never got one thing done. I was like, I'm not calling these people. I would sit at my desk.
They just let it rock.
No, they were like, we're going to have to get rid of you. And so the garage was like, we'll take him. He's funny.
And
No, they just moved me to I was decent there.
Customer service, right?
Yeah, the customers. I was the guy at the front desk at the garage.
Damn, that's awesome.
Except I didn't know shit about cars. So they'd ask me a question about what was wrong with their car. And I'd just be like, look, man.
that would have been a good segue if you failed. Like you, just the guy, just being funny at the.
Yeah, and then it got to the point where I would just show up when I showed up. Because I was like, you guys can fire me. I don't care. I'm not afraid of getting fired. As soon as you show you're not afraid of death, everybody's afraid to kill you.
Dude, that's what I thought. I remember because I figured that out too. I've like been at jobs where I don't give up. I've made it clear. Like the one lady
Yeah.
was like, you could get fired. I'm like, dude, I fantasize every day about getting fired.
Yeah,
from there.
please.
And they don't do it for some weird reason. And I tried that at my dog walking job, and dude, they called my bluff and fired me so fucking fast.
Oh, was
And I
the
like
dog
that
walking
job.
via like the phone, like an app?
No, I would go in person, grab my key. Like I talked to this lady. She was sending me up to her, actually she was sending me to her own house through her company and paying me I have to drive all the way to Conshohocken for like $8, then drive
Yeah.
back. And I was like, dude, I'm not doing this. And she's like, well, it's my personal house. I'm like, you fucking bitch, you're the one sending me out here.
Ugh.
She knew exactly where I lived and where she was making me drive and how I was. It was like a Fridays at 6 p.m. I'd have to drive out to Conshohocken for $8 and then come back. And I was
It's like an hour.
and be sitting in fucking traffic. It was
Yeah.
crazy. And I was like, dude, this is bullshit. And she's like, well, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, if I go to contract, I quit. I'm not going to. And she's like, all right, you're done. I was like, gosh, shit, God damn it. Fuck.
Oh.
Shit. I loved it, dude. It was $400 a week, and I would just walk dogs.
That's what I'm doing right now. Just get high and walk dogs.
Oh,
like
it's the fucking best, dude.
better.
I was going to sign up for that, and I knew.
Dude, dog walking
Zero
rules.
chance. It was like the thing I signed up for was almost like an Uber app type
wag.
thing where yeah. And I started to fill it out, and I was like, I'll literally never do this.
Well, that's the thing with
Like, if
dogs.
I got a notification for it, I'd just be like, nah, I can't. Yeah, I can't right now. It's almost dinner.
Well, with the dogs, like I worked cash, like at the cash registers when I was younger, and I would steal. Like if I didn't like the manager, I would just start stealing as much money as I could from the cash register. But once when I was serving dogs, I'd be like, I could probably do a 20-minute walk instead of a 30-minute walk, and I look at the dog and I'm like,
feel
can't
bad.
do you like that, man. I'm like, yeah, I'd be like, I was so honest with the dogs. I would hate. There'd be owners that I would hate, but I'm like, I gotta have this guy. I
Yeah,
had
you've
to
always
get
been a
this
big
guy.
dog guy.
Yeah, man. I would get him out of the cage, and I'm like, let's go, bud. I would give them like full walks, dude. And sometimes a little extra. I love that job, man. That was so
That
fun.
is a good job, actually.
I didn't realize I was a dog guy like I am until I started walking.
Have you ever had any aggressive dogs that, like, when you came in, they weren't really?
Yeah, I got a German Shepherd that will attack everything. Like even when I first started, he bit at my beard.
Damn.
And but I didn't flinch, and I guess he was like, all right, I see, and that was it. Like, but he's for real.
Damn, dude.
They don't like.
He got up to your beard?
Yeah,
You didn't flinch? That's physically impossible.
That's
Darwin used to stand in front of a snake in a glass box, and he would test that out, and every single time he couldn't not flinch.
I think it was because the woman who took me in there to meet the dog, she was like, he might act up, just don't don't act scared or he'll get worse.
So if he bites at your face, stand still.
Look, I probably should have flinched, but I just at that time,
Damn.
But he's an absolute monster. Like I fuck with him. I'm saying it like, but if he was here right now, he'd be like, "What the fuck are you looking at, Shane? Just like you making this eye contact with me? I can't turn it off.
Insanity.
I know it is. It's weird."
But yeah, dude, I had a couple. It was funny because I would go in with pit bulls, and they're always so friendly. You go in their house, and they're just like, "Oh, what's up, dude?" And they're all excited. Fucking labs, dude. There's a lab that would bark and snarl at me every single time until I made it to its refrigerator. I'd have to be like, whoa, 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 get to the refrigerator, bite and hit off a piece of hot dog, throw it to him, and he was just like, "Oh, okay."
All right, we'll call that.
Should I bring me? Why didn't you give me a hot dog before, dude? I would
instantly
change his tune. I'd walk him, come by the next day, and he'd be like, "Rah," and I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?" But yeah, it was pretty tight. I went in there like such a cock and was like, I can specifically work with aggressive breeds. I can handle kind of any kind of dog situation. They finally gave me
You
one.
had the Akita, bro.
Well, I had the Akita, so I figured I could do it.
You were like, I can handle
Dude,
these
walking in on an aggressive dog, I was shook. I was walking in just kind of like, whoa, maybe I'm not Cesar Millan. I thought I was. But yeah, I had the Akita, so I thought I was the man. And they gave me a couple. They were like, this dog's actually not that friendly.
Yours was a motherfucker, though.
Yeah, my dog was mean as fuck.
Yeah.
My dog bit like other dogs. It would hop the fence.
Yeah.
It would hop my fence, run, bite other dogs, and come back. And I'd be like,
Yeah,
his
his
dog.
dog.
Get his
His
fix real quick.
dog. Yeah, that was a mean
So
dog.
mean,
A
dude.
cool looking dog, though.
yeah, it was
Really
a fucking,
pretty dog. But yeah, the first time I met it, I like fucked with it and made eye contact with it, and it immediately was like,
And that was it. It was over for you.
dude.
Yeah.
So when I had, so when I was getting divorced, we had like a month. We had like 2 months.
Chuckle at that.
In my first marriage, we had 3.
So I was getting divorced, and
So I'm walking dogs. I'm getting divorced. This is like when things are going really well, and
Killing it.
yeah.
so I had
Listen, anybody out there, it gets better.
100%.
All right, we get a lot. I don't know about you. We get a lot of DMs that are like, "Shit's tough right now.
Yeah.
You guys help us." All that, like a lot of that. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, we've been there.
You just keep it pushing.
I couldn't even Uber.
True.
I was out just sitting in a car.
Dude, I brought in.
I'm not even gonna. Pick
I
these
brought in my
people up.
30th birthday on an air mattress in my brother's house. After being, I didn't realize I was allergic to. I think they had like a down mattress with all the feathers, so I got dust mites. So like I was like I had like basically asthma from the dust mites. Brought it up to an air mattress. I remember laying there on my 30th birthday and being like, "It's not so bad. Come on,
Yeah,
come on, it's not bad."
you had some nice air mattresses.
I
though.
did have some.
I do remember some of your air mattresses.
Well, what I used to do is I get a big air mattress, blow it up.
That's some nice air mattress.
Yo,
Yeah,
I'm
I
telling you.
remember some very
Here's
nice
what
air
I would get an air
mattresses.
mattress, blow it up, the big one, and then I would buy a foam pad. Well, steal it from Target, and I would get a foam pad from Target. Put a foam pad on an air mattress, dude. It feels like a fucking
Yeah.
sleep number, dude.
I don't know what you're nodding at.
Yeah, that's what I was just because he did you
just-
share one?
Yeah, him and Jabri would just shatter this.
There, you can pimp out an air mattress. Tell him.
You could pimp out an air mattress. Yeah, you put a foam pad on it.
Come on,
some
man.
good pillows.
And then when it pops, you just put it back in the box and return it and get another one.
Basically, you ever see that highlight video like Shaq breaking backboards and like bringing down? You can put together a Lemaire and Jabri air mattress compilation that was just like boom shakalaka every time. Man,
Dude, that's so fucking funny.
waking up to just like
I wonder what the PSI was on those air mattresses.
oh,
It's like
just
a
waking up to just a literal sinking feeling.
Well, because it would V you guys right into each other.
Pigs in a blanket. Just pigs in a blanket. Just fucking- that thing, honestly, if you and Jabri were in the air mattress, both in your prime of fat, both ends of the air mattress would be off the ground. It would literally be off the ground. Those are some big
It would just
dogs.
half pipe.
Absolute half pipe. dude.
How did y'all start? Just like in the end, just
No, they would go one at a time. You guys never, you never shared an air
No,
mattress.
somebody would take the couch, somebody would take an air mattress.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they can. There's no air mattress.
It would just be a mushroom cloud.
It would be insane.
Oh, fuck.
But them colliding, there had to be some sort of physics involved, like one of those things on your desk. Just two dudes in an air mattress. Oh man.
Oh, dude. So you're talking about the dog. So so it was like my marriage was disintegrated. So it was, That should be the quote of every air mattress. Be like, is your marriage disintegrating?
Are you not a 300-pound brother?
Are you refusing couples counseling? So I remember it was like I would bring the dog with me all the time, and I'd met Brittany after that. So like I brought the dog to Brittany's. I just fucking met Brittany, and so I'm like, yeah, this dog's really cool, likes me or whatever. But Akita's really protective. So me and Brittany were sleeping in a bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and the dog's name was Simone, which is funny. It was named after my ex-girlfriend, which is hilarious. My ex-wife was like, "Isn't her name Simone?" And I was like, "Why'd you name your dog that?" And it was named it was bizarre. But it's
a strong move, though.
Kind of tight, yeah.
If you ever find out who your girl was dating before his name, name the dog that. And
pretty tight.
Just fucking hold it down in front of her.
Listen, motherfucker. That's actually a tight move.
Brad. Diplo. This is my dog, Diplo. Fucking piece of shit.
No, we leave him outside all the time. But yeah,
he's an alley dog.
I woke up and Simone, the dog, was right in Brittany's, like inches from Brittany's face, just like staring at her. And I was like, Brittany, don't move. I thought she was going to bite her.
Good God.
That's how protective they are. They were like, what the fuck is this? It was so fucking funny. Then her roommate tried to come in, and she like completely changed.
Yeah, weren't you saying they were the samurai dogs?
Yeah.
Akitas?
They're the official dogs of samurai.
Sick.
Pretty tight, yeah.
It's kind of dope.
Yeah.
What was it? Fuck, was it Pitbulls? I forget what it was.
Pitbulls used to guard.
No, I forget the Roman Empire's dog. I just remembered it.
Cane Corso?
Might have been the King Corsos, which fucking rules.
It was Huskies.
Well, they used to use Cane Corsos in battles.
It was Huskies.
It was not Huskies.
It was definitely Huskies.
Romans,
you
dude?
buffoon.
It was Huskies.
I'll bet you
It was
any amount of money.
Siberian Huskies.
For the
Do you
Romans.
know, first off,
the
do you know where
Romans.
Siberia is compared to the Roman Empire?
Yes, I do, Shane.
They
Dude,
never went
over
over
It was Cane
there.
Corsos were used in battle, and I think Pitbulls, came a little later.
It was something, King Corsos, and then
Malamutes.
the Roman dog was like
It was Malamutes.
Look it up. Definitely not Malamute. They're the Spitz family.
I just
dude.
was looking at it. It might have been King Corso.
It was
I
King. They
looking
used
at it.
Cane Corsos in battle. I think pit bulls used to sit and babysit the kids, because pit bulls will sit and just kind of like just sit idly around the kids.
and eat them.
It might have been golden retrievers. Now that we're going.
No, they're recent.
That's racist. First of all, just assume.
Golden retrievers are.
I know what you're doing.
It's the war dog for the whites. Just a friendly
True.
golden retriever. You send them up
True.
front.
That's the top dog of being like, I don't know why he barks at you. He doesn't bark at black
Yeah.
people usually. Golden retrievers, top
Anyway,
qualities,
this-
they only bark at black
This
people.
is our land.
and they're friendly to everyone. To everyone else, they're the sweetest dog. But
Yeah,
And they were, golden retrievers were the last, 150 years.
were they really?
Yeah, they're recent.
They're one of my least. I think they're one of my.
I'm not a
least
big
favorite.
fan. I used to
No,
really like them. I don't like the long-haired ones. I don't
Yeah.
like long hair on a dog.
Me either.
Nomad goose.
it's a mess.
No, I don't
Yeah,
like
they're
it.
they're good for like if you have a hate has no home here, but you still want to kind of be like.
We're still pretty white. Yo, speaking of, I forgot to mention the census. To see if it still says Negro on it,
Does it really?
because it definitely did in 2010.
I don't think it does. Oh, and the dog is Cane Corso.
Nice.
Knew it.
Knew it. What?
Huh?
I called Cane Corso, dude. I actually have an extensive hit. Dog.
I actually
knowledge.
brought that up on a very recent episode.
Did
It
you
was
really?
King Corso.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Cane Corso.
Um,
But you claiming that you knew that and I didn't?
I did literally bring it up on a episode recently.
known that for like 10
As soon as
years.
yeah,
I've known
maybe
it
you
for
did. Maybe when I brought
15.
it up, you're like, oh yeah.
I think you're
definitely
both
for sure.
wrong.
Probably.
Actively. I think you're both actively wrong.
But 2010 census, I saw it on the local news. I was watching it at my parents' house, and it was like, make sure you fill out your census. And they were showing an old census, like just B-roll footage, and it was like white, Hispanic, black, or Negro. Other. It's like,
think that was
man,
a
they're
Spanish
still tossing that
translation?
in?
I think that was like for the Spanish translation.
No, because Hispanic was right above that.
True.
Non-white Hispanic was right above that.
Yeah.
It literally just was like, here's another way to say it.
True. Yeah.
On the census.
Take your choice, basically.
Pretty intense.
Dealer's choice. 2010. I don't think anyone was
2010.
really.
Yeah.
Well, it was just.
It still says it today?
Wait, what year is that? All right.
There's no way.
There's no way it still says it.
If that's the case, I'm pissed. I blew off that census worker.
2020? Called it.
Yeah, so it was February 6, 2020, and it's from Chicago.
And it says, how does it describe it?
White, black, African, Am, or Negro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, there's still some gentlemen out there that like
that
the
identify
plastic
themselves as that.
That's what I would go by.
It's not worth. That's not worth the fight. You got to pick and choose your battles, man.
It's not like you guys are the ones doing it. We're talking about white people complaining to get rid of that.
Well, that's fair.
That seems like one black people would be like, all right, take it easy.
It's obviously not.
Well, I don't think black people are filling out censuses.
True. Well,
I don't think you guys are seeing
that's a conspiracy. There's a conspiracy. I've talked about this before. There's a conspiracy in the black community that there's way more black people than the government tells people there are.
I kind of
True,
believe that.
because according to this, there's more millionaires than black people in America.
That's what I'm saying.
Now that
dude.
I found out there's 18.6 millionaires.
Exactly.
It's nuts.
It's Cash Money Records, dude. That's just golden retrievers having fun, dude. That's just white people. All right, we got it's so hot in here.
Let's slide in the page.
Let's take a little break here. Slide to the Patreon.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Live, dude. We're back again. Lemaire just gave us a countdown from the booth. What up, dude? How you been?
Doing fine.
How was the week?
Week was good.
How was our time apart? I just basically skedaddled after the last episode. I took off, hopped on a plane the next day. I was California living, dude.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were out there,
dude. It was awesome.
You're a beach boy.
I was Salt Life, dude. I am.
Did you Salt Life?
Like, come on.
First off, I'm Salt Life.
Dude, I'm telling you.
I am Salt Life.
Okay, but
There can be more than one Salt Life. I agree.
that's true.
But I am Salt Life.
I don't know. Dude, I'm telling you.
What?
I had sand in my hair. I didn't wash my hair.
I got sand in the trunk of the cruise right now.
Wasn't your Salt Life.
Doesn't matter.
Don't steal Salt
the
Life
beach
back.
finds me.
Dude, I love having sand in my car.
Oh, me too. Especially when it wasn't me and someone borrowed my car without asking. That's what I love, sand in my car.
No, dude, it was awesome, man. Went jet skiing.
That's Salt Life.
Dude, we went jet skiing. Fuck, man. She was.
Did you rent a Jeep in Key West? Cruise through the town?
I mean, that's not bad.
That's Salt Life.
Did you have a sticker? If you can read this, let me over.
Bro, did you get a bottle of rum and sit on a palm tree?
Come on. That's Pirates of the Caribbean.
That is pirate life. I might be pirate life.
We can both be Salt Life.
All right.
I think.
I'm big into psychology, though.
Huh?
I call psychology.
That's fine. You can have psychology.
I call weed.
I'm a social worker. Dude.
I call weed.
I love that in social work school. They're like, psychologists think they know. It's like, that's because they genuinely know more than you. Would you please shut up? You read like half of there was the, who's the big philosopher they would all read and be like, well, this is all you need to know. Fuck, what's the guy's name? He's French. Jesus Christ. No, Lemaire. He's French. He's a gay guy.
Is he alive right now?
That's a lot of them. No,
Yeah.
not Descartes was Italian, I believe.
Rene Descartes?
No, he was more.
Right?
No,
Voltaire.
he was. Hold on, I'll get this. He came up with the term the medical gaze.
But I thought he was a satirist, not necessarily a. Was Voltaire like?
he was a thinker. Yeah,
He was. Yeah, he was just a philosopher.
he was a thinker.
Sick.
Who? Okay,
Sick.
he debated Noam Chomsky, or Noah Chomsky.
Noam.
Noah, the intern Chomsky, dude.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't.
Fuck. Well, they'll like they would.
A gay Frenchman debated Noam Chomsky.
Yeah.
Sick.
I didn't understand it. It was pretty unwatchable. But either way, yeah, they'll go and be like, they'll like read like a chapter of this guy's work and then be like, oh yeah, psychologists think they know everything, dude. And it's
I
like,
get it.
dude, I went to school for 2 years for this. We didn't do fucking anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So you get psychology, you get weed. I'm just all Salt Life, dude. Which weed kind of comes with that for the most part. But like, I don't even think about it like that.
Salt Life and weed.
What?
Salt Life's more about boozing, getting a Yeti cooler, filling it up with some suds.
To you?
First off, don't you lecture me on what Salt Life is. Salt Life's about blacking out, pissing in the water.
Foucault. That's his name.
It's about
I piss in the water. I for sure.
It's about not swimming until you have to piss, and then going waist deep and pissing.
Dude, it's about getting right to the beach. I set this stuff down. I'm
Sprint.
a water bug.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a water bug, dude.
You are a bit of a water bug.
I'm a water bug. I was in the water the whole time.
That makes sense.
Dude, it's one of those beaches too. The second day, because obviously I went to the beach as much as possible.
Of course.
4 days. The second day, we're at one of those beaches that slope down. Did you ever go to?
I don't like those.
Dude, I thought I didn't, but it's so fucking fun.
Oh, you get some speed running in.
You get some speed running in, dude. I was boogieing. I had a little boogie board.
Really?
Yeah, well, it was I borrowed it, but I still Still boogie.
I had your boogie board in my trunk for
That was my skin
about
board.
2
Excuse
years.
me, that was my skin board.
Pardon me.
Yeah, there's a difference. I mean, whatever.
I'm not. That's not salt life. Boogie boarding is slight salt life. Skin boarding, not salt life.
Skimboarding salt life is
Dude,
hell,
I'm
dude.
telling you what salt life is.
It's extreme, dude.
No, that's all. Yeah, that's all extreme sports.
Dude, I'm telling you
That's
what.
not salt
If
life.
I had...
Salt life's about fucking pulling up, digging a hole, laying on your stomach, pissing into the sand, so you don't even get in the water. You just
Dude, I'm telling you what. If I had my skimboard on that decline, that would have been... I would
You
have
would've
got
been
signed.
shredding.
I would have got sponsored.
definitely.
I probably got sponsored.
By
Skimboard
Quicksilver?
Scout. Yeah, dude. By Billabong.
Billabong would have been on.
Billabong would have
They
saw
would have
me.
been all over you.
Yeah, Billabong would have saw me fucking skimming and been like, whoo.
Lemaire doesn't seem like he's very salt life.
Hey, Lemaire, you Salt Life?
I don't really know what it means.
You
go-
seem, yeah, exactly. You
you like
seem
the
more
beach?
like freshwater life.
Yeah, I don't like beaches.
You seem like pond life.
Well, it is a nerd thing to not like beaches. How long has that been the case?
Like my whole life. I think I like swamps. I do like swamps.
Exactly. I knew it. I knew you were a swamp thing.
Your swamp life?
You're a swamp thing,
I'm
dude.
swamp life.
So you like a nice bog.
Yeah.
A nice humid bog.
Real Shrek, dude. Absolute Shrek.
So what happens when you go to the beach that makes you, I can't, again, I'm all Salt Life, so I know people who are like, I hate the beach. I'm like, I can't fathom, like, what bothers you about it?
Well, I've been a fat my whole life.
That's all right, dude. That's
not-
when you have to shine at the beach.
Yeah,
You have to be fat at the beach.
for sure.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm not trying to look like a baked ham. I'm not out there.
All right. Why don't you save the jokes for the table over here? You just answer the questions.
Yeah, man, you got to get,
That's sad. Are you high right now? God
just a
damn
little
it,
bit.
dude.
Just a
how,
little
you
bit.
seem like you're like hours after high when it's just pure,
Yeah.
just like, ugh.
You
Yeah.
seemed a little, you got like
You
sad.
can tell in his face
Yeah.
now. You can't tell in his eyes, but his whole after Lemaire, if Lemaire smoked weed hours for the podcast, he shows up and he's just like, his whole face is just on break, dude. It's just like,
That was me yesterday.
Was it really?
Oh, did a show in Jersey, and then it was party time.
really?
I mean, it was
The Mr. Cool emerged?
No,
Or
there's a new Mr. Cool. It's the king of the good times.
Really?
Yeah, I was king of good times.
What were you up to?
Just bounce around, chugging beers. They had these like Oktoberfest giant mugs,
Yeah, a cool glass.
and I was like,
a
dude, watch
challenge.
this. I'll chug this whole thing. And DeRosa was like, no, why would you do that? And I was like, nobody can stop me. Chugged, it was like 3 beers. And I was like, towards the end of it, I was like, like it was so hard. It was terrible. It was
What
terrible.
kind of beer was this?
That was a Miller Lite or Bud Light,
Respectable.
but it was fresh out, so it was freezing, very carbonated. That
Cold
was a
Bud
tough
Light's
chug.
Cold Bud Light's good.
It is very delicious, but that's a tough chug. Especially, and there was pressure on. I did it in front of the waitresses at the staff, so they knew.
Yeah.
So they were like, "That's a guy I would like to sleep with."
Yeah. Instant blowjob.
No, but then all day, dude. Yesterday, that was one of my worst hangovers in a while.
Like a strict Bud Light hangover.
Yeah, 1 shot, no drugs, no narcotics,
Just
no
cigs,
pots,
cigs and
some,
Bud Light.
some cigs.
If you had
actually,
some pot,
yeah, a
you
lot
wouldn't
of
have
cigarettes.
you wouldn't have as bad of a hangover.
Bro,
Come on,
that's a myth.
It's not, dude.
Oh, while you're hungover to get high?
No. The night before. As soon as when you're drunk and you're sitting there and you're just being like, looking at one eye, just eat a bunch of edibles. Just plugging them and just start smoking a bunch of weed. Dude, you wake up the next morning. You might wake up in the middle of the night extremely high and disoriented and be like,
That's what happened. I did that once. You left that bag of gummies at that casino.
True.
And I munched the whole bag. And I woke up in outer space.
was that when you and our friend woke up?
Me and our best friend, Mecky.
He who cannot be named, dude.
He who backstabbed us and abandoned the cast.
Yeah, that's when you guys woke up in utter darkness.
Oh, I forgot he was there.
You guys were in the afterlife.
Totally.
You woke up in a windowless hotel room, completely pitch dark, stoned out of your mind. You
Yeah.
might as well be in like another planet.
It was, I forgot he was in there. And he was like, Shane. I was like, oh. Yeah.
That's like, you never have Power Rangers, that guy's head just appears and starts talking.
Yeah.
You guys were Gordon, dude.
What's his name? Gordon?
I think it's Gordon.
Zordon.
Zordon. I was going to say, Gordon?
It's Zordon, yeah, my bad. My bad. I was busy fucking ripping curls and shit when I was younger, dude. I don't remember the names.
I don't remember Power Rangers.
Dude, I should tell, this is actually kind of funny. So we were,
Oh, this, here. Pardon me?
No, I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. It
I
is Indigenous
apologize.
Peoples Day. I shouldn't.
It is Indigenous people.
Yes,
As you
sir.
know, Noah is a friend of mine, and he's 1/16th.
True. Sorry, no. I'm sorry for talking over Shane.
Sorry about what we did, Noah. Thanks for the fucking pad, though. Sweet pad. No, this lady thought this guy and his girl thought your plan worked.
What plan?
Smoke a little weed, you'll feel a
no,
little
it
better.
just does.
All right, blacked out lady, front row.
Yeah.
Did I tell you this?
No.
This is crazy. Front row, blacked out. First off, before my show in Connecticut, a guy got stabbed in the park across the street. Bridgeport is hell.
You were warned that it's like a
Yes.
motherfucker.
Yes. Guy got stabbed in the park like right before the show, so there's cops and shit.
Nice.
Show starts, this couple in the front row is blacked out. The dude seemed okay. The girl was gone.
Yeah.
So right when I get on stage, they like stood up to leave. And he like, first when they got up right away, he was like, "She's wasted." Did that. And I was like, "Sweet." And then he like tried to walk her out, and she walked straight back into a wall.
Oh,
she literally walked straight into
God.
a wall. And it was just like, holy shit, this lady's hammered. So they leave. I asked her if she was trying to get on the Hogwarts Express. Not a big deal. I mean, that's the type of stuff I riff. Not a
Holy
big deal.
fuck.
But then they came back in like 5-10 minutes later. And it was like, what happened that you're back?
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to be able to make this. I saw you can't walk. And he was like, gave her a little weed. And I was just like, oh my God. That's like, that is insane. To be like, oh, you're blacked out? Here, hit this blunt. We're going to go back in.
It works for me, dude.
She hit the blunt.
Yeah.
Then she was sitting there. I was like, you're going to be so sick. Like,
Yeah.
if I was blacked out and someone was like, smoke weed, I'd be like the spins. It'd be the worst
Yeah,
thing in the world.
yeah.
So a minute later, I'm talking, and I just look down, and she's like, just throwing up straight down the front of her shirt.
Jesus.
Trying to like pretend like she's not. She was like, and she was chugging. She was drinking sangria. Oh. It was like this purple mess that just fell out. Oh.
That's a sad girl.
But
the
she
next
was in the
day.
front, so no one else could see it.
Sure.
So it was just me, like, holy shit, that lady's throwing up. Like, this is crazy. And I was just making fun of it. I mean, trying to sneak a throw up in the front row. Like, no one's looking. You're just like,
Well, she was probably pretty dressed up too.
she was.
Because girls get pretty gussied for the comedy.
they
She did
always
a
get
cute
gussied.
outfit, and you're just like,
Oh, no, she didn't go in. She just literally was like, just straight. Just, it like, looked like someone just opened a faucet, and it just liquid just fell out of
yeah,
it.
it's what my baby does.
They
They just go like, what?
Yeah.
And they just spit.
It was
throw-
exactly like a kid throw up. It was just.
Oh fuck.
But what was great was there was a cumpleaños next to them.
Was it really?
Yeah, a little Hispanic happy birthday going on at the table over the day. I was like, man, she's throwing up. And I was like, did she try to sneak that? And the lady was like, she threw up twice. I missed the first one. So this lady got away with throwing up once. Unknown. Just a quick, like, just straight onto the floor. Incredible.
Oh, it must have stunk, dude.
Oh, and I was talking about it with Soder, and he was like, they put, that was like girlfriend astronaut training. Like, that girl had to sit with her boyfriend to watch like a podcaster, and, like, get tons of booze,
And get a bunch of
smoke
weed.
a blunt. Go back. He's like, I'm not gonna miss my favorite podcaster, and she was just like, in that fucking swirly chair, just like,
G-force.
yeah, the G-force. Yeah.
Damn, dude. Yeah, well, it's like I can't. Everyone's biochemistry is different. I can't have caffeine if I drink. No one believes me. If I drink caffeine at 10 in the morning, dude, 1 in the morning or 10 a.m. The next night, I go to bed at like 10 o'clock. I'm just like.
I think no one believes you because that can't be true.
It is, dude.
No, but like the caffeine will leave your system.
Depends on what kind of. Everyone has different. What is it called? Enzymes that break down caffeine. I think there's 3 types. One of them is just like.
Sounds like you've done your research.
I have.
I yield the floor, dude.
There's.
Pardon me.
I Google everything.
Your book life, dude. I'm salt life.
But, dude, what do you think you bring on the beach? I haven't brought a book on the
Book?
beach in a while. What?
What?
That's when you're at the
That
beach.
might be the least salt life thing I've ever heard.
Please,
That's mom
dude.
salt life, dude.
Joe.
That's 100% mom salt
Get a
life.
nice Dean Koontz book.
Yeah, dude. Get a nice John Grish out on the beach.
I'm reading the latest Patricia Higgins Clark. Dude.
Yeah, what are you, nuts?
No, I read Roots on the beach one year. I read the whole thing from Chicken
You
George.
read Roots
from
at the
Chicken
beach?
George all the way through. Yeah, I read it on the beach.
With your wife?
No, this was before. I was in high school. I saw
I was gonna say, dude,
I saw
that's
it was
wild.
there. I saw it was there, and I was like, "Oh, Roots!" And I started reading it, and I was like, "This is actually pretty engrossing. It's a great tale."
On the beach, you sat on the beach with Roots.
I used to go to the beach for like a week at a time. Dude, I sold right through. That book was great.
Nice.
But I learned the guy was a bit of a liar, which is so funny.
Some horse feeding.
Yeah, somebody was racist enough to be like, I don't know if that's true, and went back and
That's a tough level of racism.
Held his feet to the fire. But the problem is like the guy, from what I understand, was like kind of right, and the guy fudged a lot of stuff. But it's also like
I've gotten drunk enough to be that kind of racist.
Let's also go on Ancestry.com and try.
Lemaire remembers. I think I got some drunken arguments where I was like, it wasn't as bad as they're making it seem. Yeah, it's a tough one.
But
it's a tough one to get the recap from someone else on. Yeah. Be like, I don't think that's what I said. Like, yeah, it is.
Like, wow.
It's exactly what you said. I was like, well, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. What was the thing you wanted to?
Oh, yeah. So, like, if you have like there's one where like there's people have like a certain kind of enzymes, and obviously this is like a continuum, but it's like you can drink a cup of coffee and immediately fall asleep. There's some people who like caffeine doesn't have an effect on them. And then there's other people like, the normal functioning where you have a cup of coffee, you're like, oh, I'm nice and, lively. And like 2 hours later I go. There's a third type that's like, dude, after like, it's something like 14 hours, it stays in your system. And the worst part is I drink a cup of coffee, I'm fine. It's something like when it breaks down, they must produce something else that like, dude, when I go to lay down, I'll just sit there and be like, my heart's just like, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, fuck, I had coffee today. I'll just be up.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That is.
But there's also like my brother, if he's drunk and smokes weed, same thing, spins, throw up, good night.
Which one?
Kevin.
Oh.
If I'm drunk.
I was hoping it was Billy.
Billy doesn't really smoke weed.
Yeah.
But he probably would. He strikes me as the type who would spin out of control. If I'm drinking, that's just,
funny thing. Be like, yeah, he strikes me as someone without self-control.
No, who would spin out of, spin out of like, it would smoke weed when drunk and just instantly be like, whoa.
Oh, for sure.
If I'm drinking, I have to smoke weed.
Crazy.
If I'm as drunk as dude, I've been doing this since college.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah, I'll drink like 340s, be like, and just smoke, like compulsively start smoking weed, and it literally like times out the drunk part, and I can be like, all right, I got to get home now, and I'll get myself home, and then just be like,
it's crazy,
and go to bed. Dude, it's insane. But yeah, it's all, that's why people get edibles, and they're like, this sucks, this didn't do anything. Same thing. I think there's like people who have different stomach enzymes who like weed just doesn't affect them when they eat it.
Those edibles kick in for me. Pretty good.
I have the light enzymes in those too, man. I get fucking walloped.
Yeah.
I get walloped, dude. I actually bought some edibles in California, dude. I think the TSA stole them from me.
Really?
I swear to God, they're right in that school bag right there. And my top zipper where I always keep my weed when I fly. Dude, I opened it up today. They were gone. Fucking gone.
That was TSA.
I think the TSA nicked me.
Definitely.
I think they nicked me. Gummies, and it had a vape pen. What?
Man. So, yeah, yesterday was a complete day of rest.
So you were total Mr. Cool.
Complete Mr.
Sorry,
Cool.
You're king of the good times.
King of good times?
Yeah.
That's because I watched a Netflix show on Bad Boy Indian Billionaires. One of the guys was king of good times.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I mean, imagine. So he's a billionaire living in India? Dude, imagine.
King of good times.
You could just literally have a whole party and just cut their heads off. Like, if you're a billionaire in India, you can invite everyone over for like a ball and just cut their heads off.
Oh, yeah. At the end of this, you guys are all, I'm going to kill all of you.
I'm going to kill you guys.
Yeah, you guys get executed.
Nothing's going to happen. Also, Bill Gates is going to test a vaccine on you while you're here. Then I'm going to cut your heads off.
Yeah. I've been listening to some NPR.
Yeah.
And on my Spotify daily drive, I get, they throw in some news, a lot of liberal news. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about like the vaccines being held up a little bit due to health complications. I wonder what those are.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
and it's like they're long-term. Like, people don't know how... Like, they'll take the vaccine and you won't be able to see what the fucking results are for, like, months. To be like, what, do your legs grow backwards?
Jesus
Remember
Christ.
that?
When was that from?
That was one of Bill Gates' whoopsies.
What, did it? Was
I think
it really?
people's knees started growing the other way. They walked around like those aliens from Contact. Is that what it was? Here we go.
Yeah, we go. Come on now. Dude, don't forget about the Harry Potter trying to go to the Hogwarts Express, dude. That must have fucking murdered.
Oh, it was great. Lady just walked straight into the wall. Yeah. I was like, what'd you do? Hogwarts Express?
Obvious muggle.
Dude, I hit absolute home run that didn't get any credit.
What?
At the Stress Factory in New Jersey. We did this show, Big J's show, and it's outside, so you're in a tent.
Awesome.
And I was like, I love doing shows here at the Stress Factory. The crowd's always intense. No one laughed. pretty. I mean, that's what I do.
That's like, that's like ahead of your time stuff, honestly.
It is.
It's like when the guy when Emerson, whoever his name was, or Thoreau wrote Walden, and everyone was like, Walden? Or, Thoreau? That guy fucking blows. He's an idiot and a loser. And then like 300 years later, they're like, this is actually a classic.
This is incredible.
They'll walk it back on you. That was your Walden, dude.
Perhaps it was.
Dude, busting out an intense thing? Come on now.
Yeah, man.
That's next level.
People were upset. People were mad that I said that. It was like a crowd work show that's like very like raunchy.
You're throwing.
So I was like, let me tell you something. This crowd is intense.
What?
Just nothing.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Would you launch it up after
full
that?
Mr.
You're
Cool.
Like, sex tense.
Oh yeah, I was like, this lady looks like me, and people were like, oh. People got upset.
You can't make fun of ladies at a comedy show that much unless they're hot. You can make fun of hot
ladies.
Like a normal looking lady. Nah, dude. I'm telling you, I trashed a lady's gear one time in a pizza shop in New Jersey at like a real important gig.
Yeah, it's like a fight.
Dude, the whole thing turned on me. Everyone was like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, she kind of said I sucked, but I made fun of her shirt. I thought it was pretty even. So how was the
Mr.
crowd
Cool?
work show?
The crowd work show was great.
Yeah.
It was good. It was fun. It was funny, though, that they were like filming it to try to sell it, and they like put me and Ari on it.
Yeah.
It's like,
True.
who the fuck do you think's going to buy this?
Oh, they're trying to do like a pilot type
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Crowd work show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you could do. And just put
I
your
also
own thing.
spent the day of rest, dude.
Yeah.
I think I had 4 meals yesterday. It was that. It was
you were in
crazy.
the tune.
It was crazy. 4 meals.
So walk me through from when you woke up. You like, because when you're hungover, usually like you lay there with your eyes closed and you're like, I think I'm good. And you open your eyes and you're like,
This was woke up, forgot certain things had happened.
ooh.
Yeah.
So you rushed back.
Yeah. Had memories, and then I shouldn't have driven. It felt like driving was risky.
Perhaps.
But I had to leave at like 10 because my Peloton arrived to my apartment.
You had to get back.
Had to get back for the Peloton arrival.
Did someone receive the delivery?
No, I did. I got back in time.
Got you.
Which is it's sad to have a Peloton delivered into a messy room.
While you were hungover?
Yeah, while hungover in like this exact sweatsuit.
Nice.
Just like, just throw it behind the bed. Just put it on the other side of the bed. I was like, just move shit. I literally moved a pile of sweatshirts.
So your room
I was
right
like, put it
now
here.
is the bed and the Peloton?
Yes.
And your artwork, obviously.
And then obviously my sick artwork. A lot of Goya.
Yeah,
Come on.
obviously.
Come on.
So
We got to rev this podcast. It's a little low energy. That's all right. We'll get there. But no, I watched Adam Sandler's new Halloween movie.
dude, I started watching that.
It rules.
It was awesome. I started watching that when I was in California, dude. It was fucking so funny.
It was hilarious.
It really was.
I couldn't believe it was hilarious.
I honestly was going in with low expectations. I was being a bit of a hipster, and I was like,
everything he makes fucking
Sandler,
sucks.
same thing. Dude, I was watching that being like, this is fucking
What are you
funny.
shaking your fucking head at, dude?
Adam Sandler's a god.
Oh, I thought you were going to criticize us. I was going to say it's like Adam Sandler is like white people's Tyler Perry. Every black person must see like Little Nicky and be like, what the fuck is this?
They think this is good?
Yes. It's hilarious.
He is white Tyler Perry for sure.
I also, while watching it, realized every character he's ever done is just a retarded guy.
I know.
Like 100%. Like this whole movie is based on a retarded guy that like believes in Halloween.
Dude.
Dude, the movie's good.
I got to watch the rest of it. I watched the beginning of it, and I was like, dude, how the fuck? So I'm thinking about him writing this, and I'm like, dude, they're just so funny. His movies are really formulaic when you watch them.
For sure.
But it's like, dude, it was so fucking funny in the very beginning, watching him just fucking on the bicycle, dodging
Doing
all
the
shit.
Tricks?
Dude, when he was a robot
Yes,
in the thing,
yes.
dude, I was like,
Robot, I was like, this is incredible.
that was awesome.
Because that was like the first scene.
Yeah.
And then he started doing that, and I was like, because I was hate watching it as well.
Yeah.
I was like, let's check out this corny bullshit.
Yeah.
And I was with Tommy, and he was like, no, turn it off. And I was like, let's just watch it for a second. And then he did the robot thing, and we were both like, just dying laughing. Dude.
Yeah, man, that was like, and you just think of it too, like,
Instant classic.
I mean, if you think about a dude on a
People
movie
are going to be
set,
so mad that we like it.
I don't care, man. You think about a guy on a movie set, and they're like,
I know.
all right, go, do a take, and he was fucking hitting it with all the other
Yeah.
machines. I'm like, that's fucking impressive. Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's been at it for a while.
And him getting scared. Oh wait, did you even see him?
No.
Oh, dude, there's a line in that.
The guy hides in the thing. And
He gets scared constantly. That's like that's part of his charm. He's easy. He's an easy scare.
He did make the
That's
little
why he
Mickey
loves
face.
Halloween, dude. And the way he talks. Dude, look, guys.
It's genuinely funny. I was watching it, like, I was same thing, like, yeah, put it on. And then I started watching. I'm like, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Sandman's been at
Sandman's
work.
the
He's been
best.
perfecting his craft,
Oh.
dude. He's might be the best retarded guy in terms of Hollywood.
He might be the best at playing a retarded guy, for sure.
Doing it funny, not serious. I don't know if he could. Has he ever done a serious?
He has. He's got some serious ones where he also played a retarded guy.
Which one?
Like Rain Over Me. That was good.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was a guy who went retarded after his family died in 9/11,
Damn, really?
who just sat in his room and played video games all day.
Pretty tight.
Yeah. He'd be like, stop saying that. Like, he had, like, headphones on. He's just retarded. They're like, he's worth a ton of money, and his family wants it. He's like, I'll give it to you, all right. Like, just
Yeah, you
ride a
can't. You
scooter.
can't. If your family dies in a terrorist attack, you can't become autistic or the terrorists win.
Exactly.
You gotta stay.
You have to go
You gotta
Salt
stay
Life.
neurotypical, dude. Otherwise, the fucking
You have to Salt Life. No, there was a line in that was, like, most of it was, like, corny, funny. Like, it was fun. It was a fun flick for everybody.
It was a romp, dude.
It's
KJ,
just a
it was one of the
fun romp.
classics. KJ was
Kevin
in it,
James,
playing
dude.
the cop. Who else was in there? I saw a couple.
Tim Meadows, hilarious.
Meadows in there,
Everything
yeah.
Tim Meadows does, I think, is hilarious.
Yeah, that was a classic cast. Dude.
What a fucking cast.
That
dude.
was. They were the dudes who were the movie dudes before.
I wish I was kidding and this movie sucked. And I was just trying to trick you into admitting you liked it.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's no tricking me.
The movie fucking rules.
I enjoyed it, and also too, like, you know, I just watched the first episode of Lost in Space the other day. Fucking awesome, dude.
Which one's that?
It's just a show on Amazon, I think, or Netflix.
All right.
One of them.
There's a line in this Halloween movie of, so Ray Liotta's in it. You get to
Yeah,
Ray
he
Liotta.
was great, dude.
He's just like a weird bully to him. Everybody just bullies this character. But Ray Liotta is at a funeral. Did you see that part? Mm-mm. So his dad's dead or something? Mm-hmm. And so his dad dies at the beginning of the movie, and then you kind of forget about that character, and then you see him at a haunted house, like a fun haunted house, and he like comes out with this like young black chick, and they're like laughing. She's like, "That was so much fun." He's like, "Oh my god, that was so much fun. It almost makes me forget that I had to bury my father today." Anyway, great joke.
Damn, I knew this podcast would pinnacle at us being like Doyle rules.
That's it.
Did you ever see Wedding Singers, dude? Remember
Bro,
that part already?
This is it.
That's the thing that
We're done with politics. Now it's strictly under reviewing movies.
Yeah, well now it's just being like, oh, dude, fucking remember that part of Wedding Crashers? That that's like stock dudes who like don't have original funny thoughts, or just wait for a funny movie
I had
to come
that.
out and just be like, yo, dude,
I mean, that's all we had. YouTube was not really out
true.
yet. Vine, there was no Vines.
Yeah.
There was no funny internet memes. All you had was
You just
I love lamp. You
Well,
just had to say that. You had to say Anchorman quotes all day.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all you could do is like wait, try to get pussy, wait till a funny movie came out so you could go to girls and be like, "What's all rules?" Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? Like, oh, my boys know. Anyway, you want to hang out?
I'm like the funny one of the group. I do a lot of Anchorman.
I'm always thinking about this. When you take a dude who is just like not funny at all, and their options to get pussy at that point, it's such an uphill battle, dude.
Yeah.
It's like you either have to become super wealthy,
Or gain power.
gain power.
You need to gain
for
power.
sure. Gain power, which is wealth.
Yeah.
Or like the whole like if you're funny, you can kind of fuck around. And I don't know if it's like a persona people adopt, but like you have to like take that thing where you like get super wealthy and then like start telling girls, being like, I always get what I want.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god,
That's a tough.
come to my apartment. It's high. It's super high up.
Yeah.
I'm at the top floor. Let me eat your pussy. Check out this altitude right now. Like, whereas you could just
That
like
is.
wear sweatpants and just every now and again chuck a zinger and just cop a blowjob, dude. It's pretty tight, dude.
Who's you?
I'm saying if you're a funny dude. I'm saying I'm saying
I hear you.
come on.
Yes, I got you, dude.
Although it comes with crippling insecurity. Typically, people who are funny like I don't wear sweatpants all the time.
No. I thought I was just trying to hide the amount of fucking blowjobs I'm getting.
Ooh, you always get what you want to.
I always get it. Sometimes I gotta take what I want.
Come on now.
No.
Come on. I can't believe you're joking right now, dude. My fucking brother's in CBD rehab for CBD.
What?
Yeah. It's
Was he just too
not
relaxed?
A time for this is not a time for laughs, dude.
Were his joints not inflamed?
No, dude. So he drives a bus. So CBD has a
He drives a bus.
CBD has a tiny trace amount of THC in it because the hemp plant is legal. So in order to be a legal hemp plant, it only can have, I think, 0.3% THC, which, you know, per gram of hemp is 3 milligrams of THC, which is enough to trigger a drug test. So it's like, you know, but if you say, so you're driving a bus, say you have fucking shoulder pain, you could have like your eyes just closing on fucking Percocets and Xanax as long as you have a script and you could legally drive a bus. But if you happen to have trace amounts of THC, they're like, you can't do that. And he was like, dude, this is fucking bullshit. Like, I don't do any drugs. I don't drink. I just take CBD oil. I don't want to take fucking, you know, opiates, blah, blah, blah. So they were like, all right, we understand what you're saying, but for formality's sake, you have to go to a rehab. So he has to go to like not an inpatient. Like he has to just go and do like a program basically. Dude, so he goes in there. Dude, it's so fucking funny.
Jesus.
So for he goes in there for CBD, dude. Has to do a fucking thing that costs God knows how much fucking money.
Yeah, he has to go to like a patient first.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, what are those called?
I used to, when in high school when I got called. What is it
Urgent care? Yeah.
No.
I was just saying he has to go to urgent care.
It's an urgent care of rehab, dude. And it's like, and this is how social work works, where it's like everyone's writing these grants, and then someone's like, here's $50,000, and you're like, woo, and everyone just goes on to it, dude. So it's like, he shows up, he's like, hey, my job's making me go here, or it's for CBD, and the lady's just like, these things happen. Come on in.
Oh.
They're just like, yo, we're getting fucking.
That's so embarrassing.
10 G's. I mean, he's like, whatever. I mean, it's not as embarrassing as going in there for like fucking smoking meth and shit. At least he can go in there and be like, look, I have to be here.
Which is what everybody says.
True. He could be.
I'm not like one of these fucking CBD.
Dude, so it's like you go in there and they're trying to keep it a little safe now because like you have to go for one orientation in person and then you get to Zoom. But they have this. It's set up where like
he's doing Zoom rehab for CBD,
so
he can drive a bus.
So
Jeez.
So the first day he was there was an in-person orientation, but there are people who are Zooming who are on screens. So it was like him and like 4 or 5 other people, and then there was this 60-year-old black dude on a screen, and they're all, you know, the ladies are like, all right, everyone, we're going to take a break, so like, you know, cut your camera off or whatever, and we'll come back. The dude cut his camera off, didn't cut his mic. So he put the fucking old guy while they're on break.
Sounded like Lil Wayne was about to come on. He started lighting up.
No. He started fapping. So they're all in this room. You know, my brother's in IRL. He's there in real life in CBD rehab with other people who happen to do heroin and methamphetamine. And he's like, you hear like,
no.
And everyone's like, it's his dog. There's no way he's fat. My brother's like, that guy's jerking off, man. And everyone's like, no, there's no fucking way. And then you just hear the guy go, oh.
Holy shit. They heard him.
They heard him come.
No.
Yeah. And then
try to play it cool and come back on?
So he has no idea anyone heard this because he's not in the room with anybody. He's just on a Zoom screen. So the ladies are like, all right, everybody come back. And he's like, oh, what's up, y'all? How was everybody's break? Everyone's like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh, my God.
You just fucking came. I mean, dude, in the guy's defense, he's like a 60-year-old dude. He's on Zoom. Either he's right near the porn, or he's like scoping hot babes on Zoom, and he's like, I gotta rub one out. This is too much.
Yeah, I could see how like a Zoom with strangers would trigger you into thinking of like cam girls.
Yeah, exactly.
That same. Yeah.
Yep. Popping
Next
up.
thing you know,
dude, just. And then like they're all in there. They're all in there.
just like a hard like. Oh.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
yeah.
So this fucking just comes on Zoom really loud.
Oh, my God.
And he was old enough, too, where you almost feel bad because you don't know how to use it. Especially if you, like, spent your life, like, chasing every way in your family. You can't call your nephew anymore, your niece. Like, hey, how do you, like, work this computer?
Oh, fuck.
So he's isolated himself into the point where he's just, like, ripping loads.
He's doing Zoom rehab.
He doesn't have any fucking...
And he's jizzing. Oh, my God.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this is when people talk about the pandemic and like the cost of like isolating everybody. Dude, this is like one of them. You get a guy who's just like could be there in person.
Yeah, that
and
guy should have jerked off in the bathroom. He should have said, "Excuse me, I'm going to go to the bathroom at the break." Yeah, you hear him? You'd be like, "That was loud shit."
It'd be nice if he hit like a nice James Brown, which is like, ah!
Yeah. I was like, he's like, God damn.
Oh. Remember the video we used to play where it was the guy, it was an old black dude cream pieing and like an older white lady. And he's just like,
yes.
Yeah, that was, my brother told me that today, and that was just absolutely delightful.
Man.
just catching an old guy coming on Zoom. Just like, oh, oh, what's up, y'all? How was y'all break? How's everybody? Okay now, okay now, everybody.
Yeah, he's still trying to play it cool, just being a cool older black guy.
Okay now, everybody. How's everybody doing here?
Yeah, little Forrest Gump. You remember when he sat outside, imitated that dude coming in Forrest Gump? Your brother should have done that to him.
But yeah, man, that's so he has to go through CBD rehab so that he can reclaim his job. It's a sweet gig, dude. You work for basically 3 hours a day, get paid pretty much.
What's it, SEPTA? I don't know if you're allowed.
No, it's a school.
Oh, he's a school bus driver?
Yeah.
He's a rehab. Oh, my God. This is bad.
It's a good gig, dude.
Yeah. But arguing I should be able to have some fucking weed in my system. I'm driving these kids.
I mean, the thing is, if you take CBD oil, it's non-psychoactive. And it just happens to leave. The thing is, if you roll up.
What would you say if you got if you tested positive for weed? Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you be like, nah, it's CBD?
For sure. Well, you could technically, but if they were to really hold your feet to the fire, they could take a blood test and then look at your nanograms per milliliter of your blood, and they could tell you if that was bullshit or not. Mm. But it's also, okay, that's one thing, but it's also dude. Well,
I'm sure a little bit of weed in a bus driver's system is the least of their fucking worries.
It should be mandatory, but it's also true. The problem is that
if you're sober doing this,
I could legally.
You're a creep.
True. That's
how about bus ladies, dude? You ever get some bus ladies?
Yeah,
there's a ton of bus ladies.
Yeah, well, they're
almost always bus ladies.
Are you talking about back in the days, the olden days?
School bus.
Yeah, there was mostly
I think it was always just lesbian ladies
for the most part.
In my town, in my hometown, if you were a lesbian, you did get shunned from the community, and you just had to be a bus driver.
Hopped on the bus. That was it.
You had to be a school bus driver
for sure, dude. It was a school. That was the treatment, dude. It was we had a lady who pretty much it was all ladies actually for the most part. The lady who was our usual bus driver.
Which is crazy because you'd think it's an awfully big bus for a lady.
She did hit a fire hydrant once and knocked
really?
it off. Yeah, water shot everywhere. Later found out, through the bus driver grapevine. Now that I have access to bus driver gossip, she was on opiates. Yeah, she was on opiates. She's gone. But you can go get a prescription to Percocets as a bus driver and be fucking half your eyes closed on Percocets.
That can't be true.
Yes, you can, dude.
There's no way you can take.
Yeah, you can
actively take Percocets and drive a bus.
Yeah, you can. If you have chronic pain issues. You are by law. You couldn't say hey, you can work this job, but you can't take X, Y, and Z on a for the federal government. You're allowed to take any prescription medicine you want. Now, if you're working for the CIA, they might get into
a side effect of it is you can't operate machinery. So I think they would be you can't take it and drive.
I'm pretty sure you're able to. That was his whole case. Dude, people can take prescription medicine. You can take fucking. I think you can take it, but you can't take too much. Dude, think about the dudes when I was I guess they weren't testing these dudes, but machine operators and shit, they're all on Percocets.
Yeah, illegally.
No, I think you're totally allowed to be because we would go get drug tested to work in hospitals, and I would go go fake a drug test in the fucking hospital, a little glove or whatever, and dump it in, and then I would watch a guy who also drug tested who would just fucking popping pills. He's like, I got a prescription. He was an operator. So again, correct me if I'm always open to because I'm not into literal truth. I'm just more of a functional truth guy.
Matt, obviously. I hear you.
Obviously,
but could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you talk to this hand?
What talking about?
Talk to the hand.
Why would I talk to the hand?
Because you're being a punk.
Why am I being a fucking punk?
You can't take oxys and drive a school bus.
You can take not Oxycontin maybe, but you can take Percocets. I guarantee it.
I don't know. I've seen people take perks.
You can be a cop on perks. You can be a cop. I swear to God, you can be a cop on perks and all kinds of shit. I would argue a fourth of cops are on psych meds, to be honest. So it's you can take.
That's interesting.
Take a Xanax. You're telling me a cop can't pop a Xanax and go to work? Dude, you'd be surprised how many of them are popping a fucking Valium and heading to the station.
Yeah.
So it's your legal medicine. I don't think they're legally allowed to be oh, this is your these are your medical issues. Therefore, we won't give you this job. If you have chronic pain, you have to pop a couple perks. If you have to pop some pancakes and syrup, bro.
Yeah.
They're not going to hate on you for that, dude.
They should. They really should.
You would think.
You would fall asleep hitting them.
Dude, I could be on a dick shriveling amount of Adderall and just go work for the government. And they're testing you, and it's yeah, that's what I take. That's
Adderall wouldn't fuck you up driving or anything.
It would fuck me up. I got kicked out of a concert on Adderall. I tried to jump.
Just Adderall?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I tried it. That was when I tried to jump to the lower. I was at a Beastie Boys concert. And I tried to jump to the ground level from my level. Got tackled by security. Dude, it's so funny when the couple times I've taken Adderall, it does the exact opposite. Where it like, you know how they say like it helps people's impulse control. If you have ADHD, you take Adderall.
Oh yeah.
When I take Adderall, it's the total opposite. It's like I'll like see something. I'd be walking down the street and see like a can of soda next to like a bunch of people eating. It's like, kick that can. I'm like, okay, boom, and I kick it. And I'm like, whoa, my bad.
Really?
I was drinking too. That was the thing. So drinking an Adderall for me, it's
Yes.
just like, oh my god, it's just a disaster.
Yeah.
That was the night I got kicked out of the Beastie Boys concert, lost both my shoes, and had to walk.
But
up.
you were drinking at the Beastie Boy concert.
A couple beers, man. I've drank a bunch of times. I never did anything that crazy. It's when I'm drinking and you hit me with the Adderall.
Yes.
Because it's like I have drunk thoughts that are just bad ideas, and the Adderall just gives me the energy to be like, let's go, bro, on the hop. You got this. It gives me like this weird confidence that I shouldn't have while I'm that drunk.
Yeah.
I can't, dude.
I agree.
I can't fuck with it. It's crazy.
Oh, it just makes you talk like fucking nonstop.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
I think this might be one of the voting things. Let me see something. Hello? Very good. Better hang up. I hope, dude. I caught one of them.
Voters?
I caught one of them the other day on the phone. Started hitting them with my theories on the two-party system. Like, we don't care who you vote for, man. Just hope that you vote. It's like, dude, will you fucking
do.
stop?
Yeah, exactly. You do.
Yeah, for real. You're telling me there's nonpartisan.
Yeah, if people are like, you need to vote, it's like, I'm not going to vote. They're like, if you don't vote, that's pretty much like voting for Trump. It's like, all right, so you need to vote Democrat.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I could go literally vote for Trump, but I'm saying I'm not going to vote.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
and then they're like, oh, you can't do that. That's like voting for Trump.
I don't understand the humongous boner that people get for this. Being like, I'm going to wear the sticker. I'm going to show everybody, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I don't know. I've been reading the Denial of Death. Dude, it's such a good... I like read it for a little bit and put it back down.
What's it about?
It's about how most of our... And I haven't finished it yet, but it's about how basically most of our deepest insecurities and our kind of like the personas we build so that we can kind of like go out and function in the world, or typically build on like a lie, or like we like restrict what we pay attention to so that we don't freak out about the fact that we're just like floating through space and we're going to die. So like we'll be like, I'm a Republican and so like
right.
when you're younger, you just kind of build a bunch of like a personality just to kind of defend yourself from like the overwhelming terror that's like existing in the universe. So you start to kind of try to like build an identity, and they're saying that like, there's not two types of people, but there's people fall into like somewhere in two camps, where it's like there's people who, when they kind of come of age and they're like, they see the options presented to them by the society they're in, and they go like, I'll take up one of these parts and I'll be a this and I'll be. Then there's other people who go like, fuck this, fuck all of these things. I want to exist. I want all of this stuff to exist.
Yeah.
I want to do everything at once. And kind of talking about how like the average cat is just like an animal. Like animals run on instincts, but human beings like can like think and reason. So the average human will like kind of like have their nose down in like the standard stuff of like football, like TV, politics, sports. And like they're saying like when the average cat like lifts their nose from like their regular pastures and starts like to contemplate like their place in the universe, they're just like, they like go right down. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it justice. It goes into like deep psychoanalytic stuff. It's pretty fucking tight.
What was it called?
Denial of Death. It's pretty tight. You would like it.
I might deny death.
Dude, we all do. I mean, it's in
I know. I mean, I might like actively start like publicly denying it.
I don't think
It's not real.
it's not real.
It's COVID, dude.
We've been here forever.
Government's lying.
Dude, don't get me started.
All I can remember is being here forever.
Heard that. I don't think we die.
I don't think shit was going on before.
True.
All I remember is from 1992. That's when the world started.
You're born in 92?
No, I was born in 87.
I was born. Oh, when you came.
Born in like 88.
When you came
December 87.
I don't believe I was born in 86 at all. I don't even believe I was a baby.
I don't think I was a baby either.
I emerged as a 5-year-old, dude.
I think I'm timeless, and I got hit in the head in 80. I don't know. Whenever I was this big.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all I remember. Just being this size forever.
Really? It's pretty tight.
All I can remember is being my exact size.
I was actually thinking today about buying. Do you remember when you first got money? Like the first time you got
2 years ago.
No, I'm talking about like
the first time the Patreon started doing well.
Talking about your first like contact with any kind of currency when you were like really little kid. I remember getting $5 when I was. I mean, I think I got like a Tooth Fairy hooked me up a couple times. When I was 8, I worked with my dad for like a week helping. I was holding a can of nails so he could build a fence, and he gave me the woodman's here.
Yeah.
He gave me $5 for like a week's worth of work. I remember in my universe. Remember penny candy? You'd go into a store and there would just be like bins, and you would be like, dude, I'm gonna get
Yes.
4 gummy shark, and they'd weigh.
I was just talking about this. They still have that in Spain.
Do they really?
They like have that now.
Do they?
They're just catching up.
So, dude, that's
They have like gummy shark stores.
You go in, and it's so funny.
Yeah,
thinking about,
was it you and me talking about this? Because I was munching those. I was like stealing them down the aisle.
could have been. We may have been. Yeah, we may have been
Did
somewhere.
we just talk about it last episode?
I don't know, did we talk about gummy sharks? Well, I don't believe
Life's
that.
not real, dude. I barely believe that.
Dude, I had an inception.
Your
moment.
episode denying?
I'm not episode.
Last episode never happened.
Dude, I was like thinking about this when I was 8 years old. I got $5, and dude, like the feeling of immense power I had. Because all I spent money on was just penny candy.
Yeah.
So in my head, I was just like, dude, that's gonna be fucking.
My grandma gave me $100 one Christmas, and I was like, I have to buy. We gotta buy a Dreamcast. Actually, it was 1,000. She won the lottery
She
that
gave
year.
you $1,000?
She won the lottery that year and gave everybody 1,000.
Damn.
And I was like, my parents just took it.
How old were you?
I never saw a penny. Never saw it. And then as the years went on, that 1,000 was brought down to like 20.
Okay.
Good for her.
They taxed it.
She
you were
started
living in a
being-
socialist regime.
Absolutely. My grandma went full fucking Mao.
Damn, dude.
We overthrew her this year. Now she's dead. That's how she died. There was an uprising. There was a coup.
But yeah, I was thinking about.
I was like, I can get a Dreamcast. I mean, a G. I think it was in like 5th grade.
yeah, that's crazy.
I never got it.
I got $300 my junior. No,
Just fucked up for my parents.
to take it.
I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Well, it's
Can you
also-
imagine of it being like your son, like a 5th grader, having a?
I would take it.
I
I
would
would
take it.
Same thing.
Yeah,
I would like. There's no way. There's no way. What would you possibly do with it?
yeah.
Like I got $300 when
I could have got a Dreamcast. They should have given me a Dreamcast,
True.
and then spent the rest at the fucking Knights.
Should have revolted at the night. You think it all went to the night?
That all straight went to the.
I mean, they
Knights.
probably just bought you shit you needed with it.
Definitely.
So they were like, "No, dickhead, we're not spending this on."
yeah.
You should have got emancipated over it. Like my parents stole $1,000. I'm out of here.
I
dude.
should still try to get emancipated.
Could you file?
I wonder if you can. How old
I
can
think
you
at
be
like 24 you can file to get I might. That'd be so fucking funny.
to just be like, legally you're not my parents?
Yeah, exactly.
I went like as a gag. As a gag, I got emancipated.
Just change your last name legally.
Hey, sorry for
We're
the
back.
quick jump. We had to edit. We just had to edit something there. I just started to talk about like my family. I didn't want you fucking freaks bothering my sweet family. Also, Wood called.
Yeah, it's kind of
We had
it was perfect timing.
It was perfect time. We had to let the Woodman in. We had
Yeah.
to bring him in. He brought a can opener, I
Well,
guess.
Look, Shane, I apologize.
Not
You
that.
trying to fall on the sword, but let's say what really happened. Lemaire started freaking out again, saying COVID wasn't real, like he did on the last.
Oh, I forgot
fucking
Lemaire.
Patreon. Yeah,
You missed
Oh.
it on one of the
Liar?
episodes.
yeah. On our Patreon, Lemaire was all like, "Dude, this is crazy. They make people like afraid to like let the air touch their face. This is so stupid. We shouldn't have shut down the economy." And I was like, "Lemaire, people are dying. What the fuck?"
And yeah, Matt was like, "We need to shut down the economy."
That's a bold move for your personal choice.
Yeah, I was like,
I
"Dude."
can't believe it.
Yeah,
Made
Lemaire
me-
started saying how like the case fatality rate was like like only not 6 times worse than the flu, and it was like, well, they fucking estimate the flu. They only really tested like 20,000 people, but then they were like, well, from that number, we'll like say that maybe 22 million had the flu, but with COVID, they don't base it off the estimate. And I was like, Lemaire, just knock it off.
Yeah,
dude.
Lemaire,
that's
come
crap.
on, man. You're out of your element.
This is serious, all right? Lemaire, look, the United States government, I know you don't think this is true, but they always have cared about super old people. This whole government is set up to protect those who we've abandoned in nursing homes, dude. And if you don't think so, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Don't bring that shit to me. Remember when we invaded that country one time? We thought there was weapons of mass destruction. Turned out they weren't. And they were like, oh, sorry about that. We kind of fucked that up and just went and killed a bunch of people for no reason. It's not like that at all. So knock it the fuck off.
It's
bro.
different this time.
Yeah, they're good now. The
Fool
news-
me once. Fool me can't get fooled again.
Yeah, we've done that like 9 times.
I don't know if you know this,
We've done that
Lemaire,
like a lot of times.
but the
Done it
news
a couple places.
organizations are owned by billionaires who have your best interests and that of the elderly at heart. So come on, please don't bring that junk back on this podcast. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Hey, man.
And we're back.
We're back, dude.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you trying to cover for.
I remember, yeah. Last week I tried to step in when you guys were doing battle.
Yeah.
There's
dude.
I don't know if you got that, but Matt's clearly the one saying.
Yeah.
What, was this on the Nate episode, the Nate Marshall one?
No, yeah, on Patreon. All
Yeah.
I was saying is if like I let my experience be the judge of how I think about things. Because at the end of the day, it's impossible for an average person to figure out exactly what's going on. You pretty much you just watch the news, and you just believe one thing or you don't, and that's kind of how you rock. Until like when people start quoting the numbers, it's like, dude, you can pick one study of anything and be like, oh, here's what happened. Until there's like a meta-analysis of like, oh, here's all of the data. People just don't have that right now. But
I'll tell you what, dude.
What?
Something munched my hand last night.
Yeah.
Dude, you see that?
Ew.
I think it was a mosquito bite.
You think
it itched like crazy last night, but now it hurts like a fucking like bruise. I got munched.
Dude.
I got
You
munched by
benching secretly? You got punched by the bar? You
No, this
hide
was
in
middle of
front
the
food?
night. Middle of the night, I got munched by like what we can only hope was a mesquite
True.
instead of a spider.
It might be the next outbreak, dude.
Could be a bad
We
spider.
could have a mutated spider outbreak next.
That would be trouble.
But yeah, that's what I was saying to Lemaire. I was just like, jumping right back in.
Yeah.
I was saying is
let's talk COVID.
If you stop watching the news, you wouldn't be as afraid because your direct experience. There's not like,
Well, you wouldn't know.
dude. We've had
If you
flus. We've had flus that are. I'm not like I said. I don't want anyone to get this, but it's like there was a flu where it was like the same, like a 0.03 case fatality rate. We had two of them in like I think the 50s and 70s. Ask anyone who has lived through that how it was. Like, I don't know. We didn't know.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, it's bad. It's not a good fucking thing because they wipe a ton of people out. But like,
Yeah,
dude, like,
Lemaire.
I can't let the air hit my face. That's what Lemaire was saying anyway. And I was like, Lemaire, dude, mask up. Knock it off.
That's what I thought, dude.
I mean, we're bad boy Bubby status where we're like going outside and we're like, it's like go outside. It's like don't spread it, don't get it.
Although it is, I will say that this is very annoying. Like, I'll go do a show and somebody will be like, take your fucking mask off, pussy.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm around. There's 4 shows this week. I'm going to be around 400 people.
Oh, yeah, put a
I'm going to
mask
wear
on.
a fucking mask.
For sure.
And if you come up to me to be like, yo, let's take a picture, please wear a mask.
Yeah, well, that's
It's very annoying to be, I've like gone out of my way to avoid it.
yeah.
And then I'll be at the bar and some dude without a mask will like walk up to my face and be like, do you mind? Like just breathing straight into my face. And I'll be like, hey man, chill, how are you? Like
Yeah,
put the
yeah.
mask on and they're instantly like, I don't fucking have it. I'm like, I know you don't.
Dude.
Relax.
I mean, yeah, 400%.
So.
But it's like, what they could do is say, all right, that guy should be able to go do his thing. And then if you're like, hey, dude, this shit's terrifying me. I don't want any part of it. I don't have, like, my immune system's not set up for this shit. Dude, chill. Go hop on the dole. Go get paid. But just let the boys who want to work, let them go do their fucking thing. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, it's equally dickish to be like, take that fucking thing off, pussy.
Well,
It's
no,
like,
nobody, actually, I will take that back. Nobody's been dickish towards me, but they will like jokingly be like,
break
you
your balls.
pussy.
Well, it's just something
I'm
to call
like,
someone a
I
pussy
understand,
on.
for sure.
And they're happy to see you. They're like,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's just something. It's nice to call someone a pussy about that.
Yeah.
But
It
I
is.
mean, when I see someone driving in their car with a mask on, my honest thought is like pussy.
Yeah.
To have your, but then again,
I've accidentally done it a few times.
I've done it too. I've come out of a store and been driving. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah,
fucking
everybody's driving laughing at me.
When you're driving, you caught it. Did you keep it on? Did you take it off?
took it off.
Oh,
immediately.
I absolutely
Took
took
it
it
off.
off. Took it off quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
But you kept it on.
I'm bought in the other way. Like I thought Trump was gonna die. Like when we went to the hospital, I'm like propaganded the other way, where I'm like, damn, dude, what are they gonna do?
So
Oh, I
imagine-
heard that windbreaker shift.
So imagine you heard the
I
wind
thought,
moving.
yeah, I heard the windbreaker
Go ahead.
there on
What'd I
Lemaire.
do?
I thought he was excited to have an ally. He was about to jump
What?
back into this fight. I know
No,
you
I
were.
was
that in the
saying-
studio.
Oh, talking to
I don't.
Mike.
Yeah. Why would he wear a fucking?
Gym teacher?
The noisiest possible material.
He's his fashion.
Why would
Off.
you? Yeah. Why would you be wearing a fucking windbreaker to work sound?
He wore swishy pants, I think, the other day. He was the last person I've seen in swishy pants.
Totally cavalier. Could get fired any day.
I do wear swishy pants. Yes, I wore them yesterday. And-
Jesus. What type of jacket is that?
Oh,
Don't mute your mic. Leave it on. Live in this
Yeah.
shame. Live in this shame.
It's a sick shirt.
fucking
Though.
noise.
Sick Nike underneath.
Hell yeah,
People
dude.
listen to this at work, man.
Yeah, so, Lemaire, what were you about to say, Lemaire?
I don't remember.
He was just doing levels.
Yeah, I was doing levels. Yeah, I was doing
Yeah, I saw that. I caught it.
Quite the hot dog.
Who, Lemaire?
Yeah.
Lemaire, we've been saying it. It's crazy to see the transformation of Lemaire in the last couple weeks. Maybe because I wasn't around him
Yeah.
for a while. I didn't know you turned into such a hot dog, dude.
Keep that.
He's a hot
The
dog.
facial hair's new too, right? Did you have that at the roast when you fucking wore those lady shoes?
No.
The facial hair is nice, though. The facial hair seems like a very humbling
Yeah.
gesture.
It works for you.
So I
Have
work
you
out.
eaten any pussy?
No.
No.
Fair enough. You shouldn't do that.
Well, then
Would you
quit
eat
hot
pussy?
dogging.
What?
Quit hot dogging.
It's for me.
Yeah, but you're hot dogging like you're eating a bunch of pussy.
No.
Which will
I'm
keep
not
you
trying.
away
You got to
from
start a
actual
hot.
pussy.
You got to eat pussy and then hot dog. You're tiptoeing. You're fucking high stepping down the sidelines right now.
You can I think you can hot dog.
Hot dogging, zero pussy hot dogging.
Hell yeah. I think that's fucking powerful. You get no
Zero pussy hot
dog. That's fucking sick.
On paper, it does sound great.
I mean, dude, we had the whale man. I'm thinking about the whale man that came to our school.
yeah, I remember the whale man.
Yeah, we had a whale man. The guy came to our school. I don't know how he lined this deal up. This guy with the ponytail was like an expert on whales, and he would go to Catholic schools and be like, I should go talk to your school about
Your school's
whales.
gonna need to know about
Apparently,
whales.
he was a secret neo-Nazi as well. That was the other thing, too. Confirmed by my boy Shutsky, who said he heard him spitting on the church steps, and he was a Satanist
Oh, yeah.
and a neo-Nazi. But I don't. Yeah, I've talked about this before. I don't mean to dig up old dirt. But
True. You do continuously trash the whale man.
I mean, the fact that again they could,
It's incredible that a guy was a whale man
and he would go.
at a Pennsylvania school
Yeah.
to be like, "Hey kids, let's talk about marine wildlife." Oh, all you are going to be like accountants? Damn.
And I don't think he was an actual marine biologist. I think he was a dude before the internet who just like read one book on whales, and everyone's like, "You're an
Yeah,
expert."
that's what you had to have. You had to. People were Wikipedia, and there would just be one guy in town you'd go
Gotta
to and be
respect
like,
that guy.
"Yeah, who's the whale guy? We got to call the whale guy."
Whale man came in. Dude,
Call him alone,
we had
dude.
the whale man, and we
The whale man.
we had the whale man, and we should start doing like a Karl Malone impersonation sketch on the show. That'd be great, dude.
True.
Like, maybe one of us will dress up.
Maybe go full blackface. Anyway, then work late night. Anyway. Anyway.
Oh my god.
But Lemaire, you're gonna let my man here dunk on you on the COVID. Where was that courage? Remember last week when you had a bunch of courage? Now this week, Matt's gonna come in here and dance on
My
you.
main point was again, if you stop
Hot
again,
dogging.
if you stop watching the news, you wouldn't be as scary.
Yeah.
You'd be scared. The news is what's hyping everybody up right now, dude.
That was not your main point.
What was my main point?
It definitely wasn't that.
That was one of my top points.
Your main point was one of my top points. I think your main point was we shouldn't have shut down the economy.
Exactly.
That was it.
Exactly. And if you let your experience be the judge rather than just being like, "What did you say, Don? You okay? I'll be good." And then all of your relationships are based off that. Dude, again, once you get out of the quest for literal truth, way easier. Because you're never going to prove anything right ever. There's always conflicting information outside and within you because you're in your head at some point you're having both perspectives on some level. Otherwise, you're not thinking. That's what thinking is. It's like,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Oh, well, maybe not. And if you just shut off the maybe not part, you just become, basically an automaton.
Can't turn that maybe not off.
But that's what people don't want to
I got a
realize.
strong maybe not.
Everyone does. If you're paying
Yeah.
attention,
Like the regulator.
people
Yeah.
are like, I'm a Republican. It's like, yeah, but within you, you do have a part of you that argues kind of the other side. When you're like, we can't have the board, we can't have kids coming over the border. Woo.
Come on, boy.
Can't have kids coming over the border, blah, blah, blah.
Can't have kids.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, dude, they have like, when people defend, they'll have like kids who are like in tinfoil blankets and over the border. And people will be like, shouldn't have came here. That's what you get. But it's also like, all right, well, maybe we could fucking make it just teeny
Yeah, a
bit
couple
nicer. And
exceptions.
in their head, they're probably like, is that kind of fucked up we doing? No, it's not. Shut up, dude. And if
Yeah.
you were in your friend circle, if you guys are all, a certain political persuasion, and you're just like, I don't know, I think it's kind of fucked up. They're like, shut the fuck up, dude. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it becomes more about kind of like keeping your social interactions in check versus like an accurate picture of reality. That's all I'm saying, dude.
Does this have to do with it's something called individuation, the process of individuation that happens in maturity? Do you know about this? Can you just tell me about this? I'm trying to learn about it.
Yeah, I know a little about that. I know a little about that. It's if you can get out of the hive mind, it's actually a terrifying thing to do. But the idea is you're supposed to kind of think about what you initially want to do, what you actually believe, and try to pursue that as much as you can. But this
Yeah.
is what the whole Matrix thing of like there's a bunch of Agent Smiths who come up and they're like, stop doing that, stop doing that, stop doing that.
Oh, shit.
So, but it's just really just figuring out what you're actually into, what you actually believe, and trying to be as honest with that as possible.
I go through spells of like 20 minutes on YouTube where I'm trying to fix everything in my mind, and then just like little words stick. So I was like, I have no other chance to ask you, so fuck it.
You can text me, it's no big deal.
Yeah, all right.
But I'm not like an expert. I know it's just the process of becoming your actual true self rather than your preordained social roles that you kind of take on and live out. That's all.
Is that when you have to regulate how much you yell at yourself, like you were talking about the two voices? You know, where you're like the one guy thinks this, and then you're what was the voice you said? Yeah, that.
Talking about Paul, you're like treating your thinking rational mind as a roommate.
Yeah,
And then-
maybe. I hope. I'm trying to get out of it at this point in time because Shane didn't look at me when I asked for help, so I'm kind of fucked out here on a limb. So I'm
Well,
hoping
wait,
the
what
Lord
was-
takes his
no,
fucking
you
pants
said-
off soon, so I'm dying.
You pointed at me and said, "What was
you're
the
fine,
thing you
dude.
called
What
him?"
the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not
A
saying it was a
roommate?
good grappling hook for help, dude. I missed the building, but
Yeah, I was like,
I had to go off the fucking deck.
Well, yeah, that's the idea that your mind is typically trying to solve problems all the time. It's trying to it's trying to make your life better and better and better and better and better. It doesn't really kind of look at things as they are. I'm like, oh, this is kind of sweet. It's always like, well, this is sweet, but there's this thing, you kind of drive yourself nuts. So yeah, that's the one thing you call your mind. You put your mind as like a different thing. You call it Paul or like Joe or whatever. So when you're thinking like, man, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, you can be like, thank you for your input, Joe. But and this is what I was saying before, in terms of literal truth, like you start figuring out like, does this suck? Do I suck? There's no way you can ever figure that out. But you can say like, functionally, does it work if I just ignore that and do the thing I'm supposed to do? The answer is yes, dude. That's what functional truth is all about. So, but yeah, if you're looking for literal truth, the best thing you can get is a bunch of people who disagree with you, and then you just make like a covert bond to like never disagree with each other on a certain level, and then that's just that. People come in like, well, actually, you're like, fuck you, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
So
Echo chamber shit.
yeah, you know the deal.
I got that at the end.
You know the drill.
"Yeah,
But yeah, I don't look. Come on, I don't want to hijack the cast. I have other
no,
outlets.
no."
I asked.
He asked.
I
Yeah,
have other outlets for this kind
this
of
is
stuff.
good.
Thank you, bro.
I've
been doing deep.
All I'm thinking about is
You're
just
doing yoga, you're talking
all I'm
about
thinking about is these two fighting. That's all I want.
True. Well, we could when we do the Patreon. I do
Yeah.
have a thing I want to try with them. I went to California and I scored some weed goodies, so I'm going to have them. I'm thinking of some challenges we can do.
Oh,
to have them
fantastic.
compete. I have two
Challenges and
two
intellectual
king size
and-
cones.
I would say there's a pull-up bar out there.
Ooh,
That would be like a soccer
wow.
game, dude. That might be 1-0.
You think it'd be?
I think that's a 0-0 draw. And don't get me wrong, I'd be right there with you, boys. I'm not trashing.
How many pull-ups? You
Especially with my
do?
bug hand.
Dude, on break we
You got
should.
one
How are you
hand.
gonna ignore the bug
You
hand,
gotta
dude?
Stallone it.
What, the bug hand?
I got fucking munched last night by possibly a
Shit,
widow.
that could have been a widow.
You do hate
It could be a widow, dude. Yeah, because we had bed bugs 2 years ago.
I remember.
And I
Oh.
literally cannot stop thinking about these fucking things.
Really?
For 2 years. That's how. Do you ever get bed bugs?
Yeah, I told you I was in
Oh
a
yeah, you
hostel
lived in
Brazil.
bugs.
I was in. Well, first of all, I had fleas. That was horrible. I had a hostel in Brazil where they were like, I was like, why is everyone leaving? It was a 12-person room. Like, I was like, why is everyone leaving? Like, there's bed bugs, and I was like, from the nursery rhyme, like the bed bugs.
I know. I didn't know bed bugs.
Dude, I slept in bed bugs for 3 days, and then just went back to Philadelphia. Didn't even. I didn't.
Well, no.
think
I
they,
mean,
like-
did you get them? Did you bring them at all?
I don't think so. I
Yeah.
mean, no, we didn't have them in our apartment. To my knowledge,
In your apartment, it's the worst.
you see them jumping around.
You don't really see them ever.
Ah, that's
you
the
never
worst.
see them.
Yeah.
You gotta like look for them, like with a flashlight in the corners of your bed and shit. But it's like this level of like PTSD type shit that just never goes away.
Yeah.
Like I'm always looking for bed bugs now.
Well,
It's
you've
wild.
always, even in
I
Philadelphia,
have been a real bug guy.
you have a thing for like little tiny bugs. Like
Yeah.
they fucking freak you.
Yeah.
Like,
You
dude,
did get wrecked at one
Look at this
time.
thing, dude.
so you think the bed bugs, you think there was one lone survivor, like one I Am Legend?
Yeah, dude.
That survived.
I think
with,
there
like,
was
your
one
underwear?
Marcus Luttrell. Mattress Luttrell. I think Mattress Luttrell got me.
Let me see that. I'll tell you if that's a bed bug, but
It's not a bed bug.
Nah,
it's
that's
not a bed bug. This thing is either spider or mosquito.
Yeah, let me
But
see.
it
If
itched.
it's spider
itched
should have
cigarette
two
burn.
holes. You should have two holes.
No.
I don't see 'em. That's definitely not a spider bite.
Well, then how come it doesn't have one hole from the mosquito?
Could be something
I think
else.
your spider hole bite.
Could be something with a boar. Could be like some sort of horned caterpillar.
It could have been,
Fucking Pokemon.
You
got
might-
him?
dude.
you might have got rammed by a horned caterpillar.
This thing, this thing woke me up. How bad it itched.
Really?
I was itching my fucking hand all night, and then I was like, "What? I've never been bit on the inside of a hand by a mosquito."
True.
You always
It could be an ant bite.
Ooh.
Ant
I
in
can't
my bed.
bite.
on
Yeah.
this. I thought ants had venom once. I'm embarrassed of this topic.
We got ants in the bed.
Possibly. Well, ants do. Like, it's slave venom. That's why it, like, itches.
no, they don't.
It's like
I lost this
mosquitoes.
argument.
Hold on. What
once.
about a fly?
Really?
This fucking retard had something wrong with his eye, and he claimed an ant got it in his eye.
And it was venom because I thought it was like Daddy Longlegs.
I've never heard any.
Daddy Longlegs have. they
What
don't
was
have
the
venom.
answer?
Daddy
This
Longlegs
was
don't
real.
have poison.
I just was attached to it after 10 minutes of telling you guys.
I
about it,
understood
so
the
read
daddy
it all the way
long leg.
down.
The daddy long legs venom story is true. A lot of people believe that.
Okay.
About like they have so much venom it could kill a guy, but they can't puncture your skin
Yes.
with their fangs.
Damn.
Yes.
It's not true. It's not true, but that's a very common fucking lie. It's common enough that a fucking guy like me believed it.
True. What's up?
I built lies on top of that foundation.
And then,
of lies,
he
dude.
took the Daddy Longlegs legend and built it into ants.
It's like everything
And
has.
then in the eyeball and then
And
crushed.
one day, he had a fucked up eyeball.
Yeah.
I think clearly just pink eye.
I did get pink eye a couple times that year.
Yeah, I think it was 100% just pink eye.
Nah, that was
And he was like, what I think happened was, I think an ant was on my hand,
yeah.
and I went like this and smashed an ant into my eye.
Obviously got the venom.
He thought instead of just like, this was clearly fucking pink eye,
Yeah.
I think what happened was I picked up an ant and shoved it in my own eye.
Well, to be fair, did you try?
What was the actual, was that close to what you thought it
That
was?
was exactly the math I was doing.
And I had to, it was one of those,
Right now, yeah.
it had to be one of those, like you don't want to call somebody out on like a blatant, like, you're wrong type thing.
I thought there was wiggle room.
But this was like 100%. I was like, no. Dude. Like, just
would.
Came down so hard the other way. I was like, "There's got to be wiggle here."
It would have been easy to.
wasn't.
Well, it'd be stay up on the. Try to
No
stay on the
venom
mic a little
in
bit there,
ants.
Woodman. Would try to get up on the. Yeah, there you go, dude. So
don't
how was
worry.
the Woodman sounding the mayor? Is he fading in? He's good. All right, good.
I rock back.
Easy way to tell if you got an ant in your eye, if you got some sort of ant venom, you should have tried to shrink yourself.
And then get knocked out by a black guy in New York.
Already got knocked out.
That was a good punch.
Oh,
Rick Moranis?
Rick Moranis. Yeah, someone finally got him back for shrinking those damn kids, dude.
Yeah. I hate people playing with my damn kids.
I think it was that 60-year-old guy who jerked off on Zoom. Was like, Rick Moranis, you motherfucker.
playing
Shrinking
games.
them
Dude.
goddamn kids. A science experiment's not worth it, Rick.
That's the devil's work. Can't be shrinking
And then the next one you made them big. What the hell's wrong with you, Rick?
Can't be shrinking old damn kid.
Yeah, shrinking your own kids.
Yeah, solid one punch.
Oh, dude, so what is that?
Have you seen
Across
it?
his body.
Oh,
Dude, Rick
I-
Moranis, he's walking down the street in New York and some dude just suckered him and kept walking. Sick
When
move.
someone thought he was Woody Allen, was like, pedophile motherfucker.
It was under the scaffolding too. Rick
Yeah.
Moranis hasn't been able to take a punch his whole
Oh,
life.
dude.
Of course not.
He's like 60.
You got knocked out
Crick.
over the scaffolding? Fucked. Every time I walk under there, I'm like, I wonder if I could jump and hang.
seems
He was probably looking up like, I wonder if I could jump and swing. Just got fucking.
No, he was definitely walking. Was like, okay, this black guy's not gonna hurt you. Everything's fine. Don't be afraid of a black guy, Rick. God, what are you? Oh no!
That'd be funny if he was the black guy was with his wife. He's like, honey, here's that motherfucker that shrunk the kid. Honey, here's this
he
that motherfucker go right there.
He's a son of a bitch now.
They're in the motherfucking grass, Rick. They're lost. Everything looks like a jungle, you motherfucker. This is karma, Rick.
It was Rick. Rick took one to the chin, dude. And then he just laid. He was laid. It was fucking,
Said he's okay.
yeah, he said he was fine. He
was-
was in the hospital longer than Trump, though.
Remember the Philly comedian who got knocked out? There was a dude on his porch, like
Yes.
gargoyle style, and fucking.
Yeah, we talked about it. It was
We had him
It was
on.
the last time I did
Watkins.
this. Yeah.
It was Watkins.
no, it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't Watkins.
Eddie Hansen.
It was
Hansen.
Teddy Hansen.
Teddy Hansen,
He
yeah.
got
Yeah.
gargoyled. He was just
Yeah.
chilling and somebody came in life and fucking
Yeah,
drilled him.
black dude got him.
He was on his own porch.
God
It
damn,
was
dude.
terrible.
No.
I wonder, do you think that guy was just like a grown-up kid who was just a knockout game veteran? Who was just like, I don't even sneak up on people anymore. I just see celebrity. I only knock out celebrities.
Like Tyson taking a fight
True.
every now and then.
I
now.
mean, dude, if you wanted to, play the knockout game, you should only play it on celebrity. That'd be so funny if
Yeah.
people started going around just knocking celebrities out. Like Brad Pitt just gets cocked.
True. That actually would make the knockout game like people would like be like, actually, this is pretty
it
good.
would make it more like
Just one punch in like Harrison Ford.
Oh,
It's like 92. You just level him.
it's Kathy. What's it, Kathy
Han
Gifford?
Solo ass motherfucker.
Dude,
Okay.
Kathy Griffin, dude. What's her name?
Yeah.
Kathy Lee, whatever.
Kathy Griffin.
the small one.
Kathy Griffith.
Just someone.
Kathy Griffin.
Yeah. Say it 10 times, dude. You start being like,
One of them's something.
yeah. The lady who did the Trump head.
Kathy Lee Gifford.
Kathy
No.
Lee.
Kathy Griffin.
That's not right.
Yeah.
Griffin. Griffith.
Yeah. Kathy Griffin.
Red hair from Bravo.
Is it Griffith or Griffith? Come on, Lemaire. Hold on. Griffin.
How do you
Yeah.
type that loud?
Damn, dude.
Actually,
Woodman's in your ass,
Woodman's
bro.
all up on you.
Woodman's
I
usually
record
not.
in a basement that like I have to time the fucking air conditioning and shit. I'm very sensitive to outside sound. I don't have a
Woodman doesn't get after people like this. He's on your ass, dude. Think how unlikable you have to be for the Woodman to come at you.
I'm the most comfortable with you. That's why I'm chiding you.
Oh God.
That's nice if you would.
Yeah, that's you.
Wood, you're a great guy.
Wood, you're such a great guy.
Thank you.
What you up to, bro? So you
Yeah.
you had an ant in your eye. You thought you did. It's no big deal. You really
You did that. I just realized we're on camera.
Yeah.
Never on camera, and so I'm like, it just made.
You
that
should keep
worse.
your back to the
Like,
cam the
thanks.
whole time. That'd be sick, dude.
You're fine. It's a sick fucking shirt, though.
Good.
Dude, that is a Colorado.
Colorado
dude.
Rockies National League champs, 07.
I got it from AIDS Thrift.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of good gear in the thrift stores anymore.
Nah.
Why do you
No, that's
think that
good
is?
stuff.
Losing steam. Lemaire, do something.
I tell you what sucks is being fat and having to go to the thrift store.
True.
Because I can only buy off other fats. And they're disgusting.
True.
None of them are 6'3".
True.
I buy my same shirts are from just 5'8" fats.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
They disgust me.
Just some dude just ripping loads all over.
How tall are you? I'm just joking. But I did get your height.
5'8".
5'8"?
As soon as I said 5'8", I was in my head.
I don't
was
know,
like,
dude.
that might be Lemaire's height.
I'd follow Lemaire to the thrift store. That fucking sharp blue shirt he has.
Lemaire does dress cool.
Yeah. Do you
Nothing
donate
like a
to the thrift stores often, Lemaire?
Sometimes when I'm looking for suits.
No,
Why do you wear
donate.
suits?
Would you say it again?
Wait, do you donate often to
Oh,
thrift stores?
no.
It's messed
Never.
up.
Never once, right?
No,
What's up?
I need everything I have.
That's
I looked
not
up
true.
if Foreman Mills sells suits like a week ago. They don't.
Irregular suits.
No, just suits. I was like, I need a suit. Someone's getting married
Foreman
soon.
Mills?
Yeah, I was looking for like.
What's
the cheapest
Foreman
suit.
Mills?
It's a fucking cheap store. It's like Burlington Coat Factory. You don't know what Foreman Mills is?
I've heard of it. I
Yeah,
don't.
Foreman
It's
Mills.
like Burlington Coat Factory.
Yeah, they sell like I went there. I usually would go there once a year. I stopped doing this because of this incident, but I would buy like 6 pairs of sweatpants. I would go to They're like fucking like $4. So cheap. Then I bought 6 pairs of sweatpants, and none of them had pockets. So I spent a winter just like holding my phone and wallet.
Oh, it
Like,
such.
dude. Fucking.
I just bought 2
Should be illegal. First
I
of
bought
all.
2 pairs of gym shorts. They're sick. They're authentic Auburn, authentic Notre Dame basketball shorts, but they're too authentic, and neither of them have fucking pockets.
So you're telling
And
me
I like
NBA
wearing
players don't have their phone the whole time while they're playing?
They don't. Man, this thing hurts. This thing-
You think it's starting to pulse?
I don't know, dude.
I-
It's
dude,
not good.
Let me see that again. Let me see what that thing is.
It's much bigger.
That's
than it
definitely not where a mosquito would ever bite you.
It would bite you in the
I've
hand.
never been bit on the inside. I get munched by
It might be the
mosquitoes.
stigmata.
It's not swollen either. It's like deep tissue damage.
It
You
hurts.
have like nerve problems.
Yeah.
No, you do have it out for little bugs, dude. You think there's little bugs getting you?
There was a time Jerry walked into the green room at Helium, and I had like my jeans rolled up.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I think we have fleas." I was looking in my legs for fleas.
No, you see them immediately.
And then I finally saw fleas like a year later for the first time in my life, and I was like, "Oh, I'm fucking nuts! I'm nuts, dude! I keep looking for tiny bugs, which I think is like a form of schizophrenia, or like it's like
OCD.
it's some type of weird like
It's a popular delusion.
early sign is like you're constantly
Bugs on
afraid
the
of
skin
bugs.
is
So-
one of the close ones, or one of the first ones you get.
So in
Yeah.
then the denial of death, they talk about this when, like, again, you're the overwhelming fear and terror of like just being a person and being obliterated or whatever. That you start to pick these little weird problems that like you can like kind of triumph over, to where you're like,
I can't triumph over the bugs.
yeah, I know.
I'm telling you.
But it's like bugs instead of like I'm like alone.
First
in the
off, if
universe,
you don't
no
think
one
I'm
truly
entirely-
understands me, I'm gonna die.
If
My
you don't think
body's gonna be destroyed.
I'm entirely focused on being alone in the universe, you're out of your mind. The bugs are just exactly what's.
Well, that's
they're
because-
on deck, dude.
So you're on the
That's
different
constant.
side of neuroticism. I fall in this as well. That you've transcended all the social roles available to you, and then typically that comes with a person who, like, again, they say like the little humans as creatures have like sports, social roles, and like, you know, like, hey, you're going to be a good carpenter, and you know, not saying there's anything wrong with that, but like people will
Yeah.
just get into those like, you know, here's TikTok on my phone, here's sports, here's the news, I believe it all. Then there's dudes who lift their head up from the pasture too long. And they start to be like, what else is out there? And, you know, they say people bite off a certain type of person who's neurotic, bites off way more than they can chew. And that's typically, you know, the stuff of heroes, I would say. They say neurotic, I'm like, heroes.
Absolute legends.
It's pretty funny to think about people just biting off way more than they can chew in life and be like, why isn't this working?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they said the other side of that, people who just don't bite off anything at all. And then that's a whole other can of worms.
You were talking about earlier. Like, I had a couple friends that were not funny at all. Like, weren't even close to being funny. That's wild. Like, zero.
Oh, dudes who just aren't funny.
Dudes who can't be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, like whole life.
Yeah, like he wasn't funny. I knew a couple dudes that were just not funny. Every once in a while, they'll like text me trying to be like jokey.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you suck at this.
It's like, what? Yeah, like,
You're not even close.
What am I reading here?
The worst is when people suck at it and then just hit you with a hard OL.
Ooh.
You ever run into those?
Yeah,
dude?
100%.
Like being mean to people.
Off limit.
I'm kind of good at that. I think I'm good at being mean to people in a friendly way.
You have tact,
without
yeah.
hitting people too hard, and then they'll swing back with something like actually mean.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, there's also a thing of like dude friendships that at least when I was growing up, that was like, sup bitch, sup pussy.
Yeah.
That was like a kind of like an accepted way to go. But you can navigate pretty well of like breaking somebody's balls and it's still kind of like,
yeah.
You can give people a needle. That's all.
I can also get locked into a gay relationship. We've talked about that, where like for some reason the relationship's just like faking that you're both gay, kind of.
Oh.
And then you just get trapped in it, where it's like, all right, we got to end this bit. This bit's kind of
Wait. So what?
it's run its course.
How long have you been trapped in like a gay chicken?
I was in a slight gay chicken with DeStefano for a little while.
Were you really?
That he might not even know we were in.
Shout out.
I was with him today. That's why. That's wearing that shirt. I got mad a shirt. I did History Hyenas earlier.
So tight. It's like when your dad goes to work and brings you something back. You're like, thanks, Dad.
I'm gonna wear it right now.
I put it right on.
Yeah.
Oh, it fits. How'd you know my size?
I knew your size.
Thank you.
I knew
Bro.
your size.
Change to XL. Go ahead.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, that was hilarious. He was giving me shirts. And he was like, "What size are you?" I was like, 2X. I was like, "Do you have any?" He was like, "Oh yeah, our fans are fucking disgusting." And I was like, "Thanks." But I was slight gay chicken with him. I'm usually talking about each other's dicks somehow, like because I know he has a big dick.
Does he really?
I saw it.
What'd
He
you
showed
see?
it. He showed it to me.
Okay,
because
fair
it was
enough.
gay chicken. He was like, "Look at this." I was like, "Oh, sweet."
Showed you his dick.
Big
Yeah.
dick.
Flask, you're talking?
Is it a Brett Favre shot where it's got everything but it's not hard?
No, I think it had to have been hard, but it was laying down.
So he probably got it in the Twilight Zone.
semi
Yeah.
laying.
You get gonzoed
But
out.
boy,
yeah.
that thing.
Nice, dude. Good for him. I'm proud to be wearing his face.
Unit stuck with me.
Trying to this big dick energy to rub off on me, dude.
It will. You were out California dreaming.
True.
That weather will plump you up a
Dude,
little.
I'm not lying, dude. I was.
Pumps you up.
It was so funny. I was
Balls
excited to report.
sagging.
My flaccid state was awesome, man. I mean, obviously, I was practicing white tantra, so like I'm pretty backed
So
up.
you're not
right now.
coming.
Not coming. I'm in salt life, so I got like the mineral contents like crystallizing around my bird and just pulling it down a little bit. It's fucking awesome.
Dude, I went to another mall zoo.
What?
I went to
Bridgeport?
that aquarium
Okay.
in Mall of America in
No
Minnesota. Sick.
No doubt.
Bridgeport had a zoo in the mall.
There's more than one zoo in Bridgeport?
Yeah.
Wow.
One of them's in the mall. One of them just has, it's like the size of like the Gap, and it's packed with fucking animals.
So this is like a weird. There's a fine line
fucking
between a
stink.
zoo and just like a weird
did
dude's
stink.
basement.
It stunk, and
In
you
the
could,
mall?
and there was like almost no rules. You could
Really?
just walk into
Just
every
sit
single
behind a place,
cage.
do it?
You go into every cage.
So what?
I was in there with capybaras, dude. I was petting them.
For the what?
It was fucking sick, dude.
You get
Yeah, he's high. Noah's high. Oh, I was hanging out with capybaras.
what's a capybara? You think the capybara might have licked your hand?
No, capybaras aren't venomous. Ants are.
What is a capybara?
If I get a
You don't know what a capybara is?
No.
You've seen
I'm
them.
thinking it's like a goat.
It's the world's largest rodent.
What?
It's like a
Like a
dog.
penguin?
It's like a dog-sized guinea pig,
What?
and that's what they sound like. By the way, they make that noise. They're like, I don't know.
Oh, I know, yeah.
You know that like guinea pig noise? I don't know how to
I was,
try
a
to
big,
make
I was
it.
a big guinea enthusiast back
Try to
in the day.
make it.
What?
The noise a guinea pig makes. It's yeah.
It's like a low squeak, yeah.
That's a capybara. You've seen those boys. They get rocked.
Oh, come on now.
They're huge, dude.
You got to pet one of these?
I was hanging out with them. I was feeding them, but they are rodents. So they have like rat hair. They have like gross hair. But I was petting them. They're fucking sweet. But
Wait, so you're in Bridgeport
I was at the
petting a
mall.
capybara?
I was at the mall hanging out. we were making like I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy some sunglasses, and then I walk. If I see a zoo, I'm in.
Yeah.
1 million every time I see a zoo. And then as soon as I got in there, you could pay extra money to feed whatever animal you wanted. Each animal had food. Indoors, dude. There was eels. There was a whole fucking giant tank of fish with shark. There was a fucking shark in there.
Fuck.
In the mall.
In the size of the gap.
It was crazy.
All these animals.
It was wild. Capybaras. They had like wild cats next to birds. All the cats were just going nuts trying to get these. It was a horrible zoo.
I mean, you got to pet a capybara.
I was petting the
It's like
capybara.
a Joe Exotic setup.
The first exhibit was just iguanas, just laying there.
No doubt.
And then
What time?
there was a sloth.
Daytime.
There was a sloth. Sick.
That's right.
But no, the capybaras were the highlight. That and the wallaby. There was a tiny fucking.
Stop, dude.
Have you ever seen a wallaby?
No.
Oh my
Did you get to
goodness.
pet it?
Wallaby.
A wallaby's like a mini kangaroo, except like fat.
Fuck. Well, that's the other thing too, man. If you don't have enough, you can come up. If you just get a couple of weird animals.
Oh, that's the cutest kangaroo ever.
Let me see that thing.
Yeah, look at it.
Oh man, dude.
What the fuck? There's bees are feeding it.
Did you buy food there to eat, or did you bring whatever to
Dude,
feed?
that's fucking adorable, man.
Yeah.
You get to feed that thing?
Yeah.
Can you like give it like Mentos? Like do they give you
Switch it up, Tic Tacs, number ones.
I was in there with
the capybara?
me and the capybara. I was feeding him, and they were on me, bro.
Damn, dude.
Was it strong like a goat is, where like it's hard to move a little bit?
The capybaras were pretty easy to move. They were then I got to the Phil farting. Why would you do that?
Oh fuck.
Capybaras are top 5 right now.
Yeah,
Favorite
dude.
animals. They're fun to
Cop
be around.
one.
They're fun to be
Dude,
around.
you should seriously cop a capybara. You already got
If
the
you can-
Peloton.
You might be allowed to.
If you can own them in Connecticut, you can definitely buy capybaras.
Dude, look, you can definitely get one whether it's legal or not. No one's gonna break your balls about a capybara in the house.
They
You got a
would, dude.
capybara?
Once you see their feet, they're crazy looking. Dude.
Really?
like the size of a big pig, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know they can't get anything in the rodent family typically doesn't get rabies. They get a lot of other diseases, but typically I learned that from squirrels. 'Cause I had a squirrel on my back deck and I wanted to take it in.
I learned that from squirrels.
Yeah,
You wanted to bring him in.
There was a baby squirrel on my back deck a long time ago, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna bring this guy in. And I was like, someone was like, oh, they're gonna get rabies. I looked it up, and I was like, yeah, rodents typically don't carry rabies. So I came out. The mother must have.
Somebody
got
tried to talk some shit and be like, well, you can't get that thing in
Yeah,
here.
it was my
Sounds like a chick.
4 roommates didn't want to live with a squirrel, so they were like,
Yeah.
I think it has rabies. I'm like, no, I looked it up. It doesn't.
We
Rodents-
had some squirrels at our old place.
We have raccoons too.
Holy
Every now and then,
shit.
a raccoon would come hang
Yeah.
out. Big fat guy.
If you sat on that porch, like 20 squirrels would come by.
Oh,
They
yeah.
did not stop running. That was great. No. That was nice.
Where
They'd
where
get a
do
little
you
too close.
encounter capybaras in the wild?
I definitely know the Amazon.
South America,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
you got to get one.
I think they're like the #1 food source.
Yeah,
Amazon rainforest.
everything munches those guys. Everything munches these
Yeah.
things. Every nature documentary you'll ever see is just capybaras getting rocked.
Fuck,
So if
man.
you get
But-
one, we'll save it.
But you should see the baby capybaras. I
What
don't
they
know
look
if you've ever, just smaller versions of the
Yeah.
big ones, but like almost exactly proportional to.
Oh,
they're.
so fucking funny.
But Mary, you're gonna want to bring that up just for your own enjoyment.
How quickly
maybe-
do they grow too? How quickly do they go from small guy to huge thing?
Probably in like a year, I would say.
Everybody knows these guys rule.
Yeah, animal. I didn't know what the hell that thing was called.
Yeah, capybaras.
You're gonna crush that.
They look like a hamster mixed with a hippopotamus.
Yeah, that's basically exactly what it is. That's actually exactly what it is. And they're fat, little
Yeah.
chubby asses, dude.
Dude.
I might
they
end
got
up
big-
fucking
big
one, dude.
backs.
I might get hot and fuck one of these capybaras one night
That'd be tight.
when I'm being king of the good times.
Yeah, so what was the party?
King
What
of
was
good times. King of good times isn't as good as Mr. Cool, but
King of Good Times?
King of good times rules,
Yeah.
especially if you're Indian.
What was the documentary like with these Indian billionaires?
It actually kind of sucked, other than the fact that he called himself King of Good Times. That's all. It was just he was trying to sell beer, and there was like prohibition in India, so he like started an airline with the same beer name. He like invented bars in India
Did he really?
in like the
did this happen?
80s.
This guy was
It was late. Yeah, this guy rules. I forget his name, other than King of Good Times.
How were they kind of chilling
And
early?
the name of the beer was Kingfisher. Pretty sick.
Nice.
How were they chilling earlier?
Yeah, what were they doing without bars?
I don't know. They were fucking Indians, dude. They're
chilling.
just sitting in circles,
Chilling.
sitting on
That is
having
funny to
like
invent
3 dudes on a
bars.
motorbike.
True.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
hookahs
Yeah,
and shit like
there's
that.
dudes in India. There's a certain religion where there's these like kind of like monk type guys that they smoke hash and vow to never sit down. like ever. So they try to stand as long as they can, and they like lean against the wall. They get stoned, and they're just like they lean against the walls and
How the
shit.
fuck would you ever get stoned if that was your goal?
I read about
Man.
there's a book called Shantaram where there's a guy who like I think it's like he said it's an autobiographical tale, but I think he kind of embellished a little bit. But he like got out of jail in Australia and went to India and ended up doing like working for like Indian crime syndicates. And he said he came across a temple of people who like they weren't allowed to sit, or maybe like they weren't allowed to sit like all day until they went to sleep. So they would just smoke hash, stand up the whole time, like
For like 18 hours?
yeah.
On the wall?
That was the religion, was like don't sit down.
Yeah, I always get annoyed when I hear that like monks do that type of shit, like vow of silence and shit.
Yeah.
Beat it, dude.
Did you ever see the Whirling Dervish?
Yes.
That shit fucking rules, dude.
It does.
Those dudes who spin for like 3 hours.
till
like,
they're
I've
retarded.
entered another world.
It's like, no, you're dizzy. You're very dizzy.
They don't eat for like the day leading up to that, and then they just like spin around just for like a fucking
Yeah,
day.
they're like faint. It's like, oh, it's God.
You guys did that in like Toys R Us when you were a kid.
Spun
Did the
and-
spin and
yeah.
fucking
For sure.
fall.
I get more dizzy now. I don't know what happens. As a kid, I used to be not that dizzy.
You get dizzier.
I was swinging my niece around.
You got
By like
dizzy?
I get dizzy after like one turn. Dude, if I move my head, I'm like,
Your balance goes mentally. It's
crazy.
We're getting old.
yeah.
That might be part of the challenge for the your guys' challenge to obtain this week.
True. Who can whirling dervish longer?
Who
can
can
spin
whirling
it too?
dervish?
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be so easy,
Dude,
Lemaire.
You think you?
I think you might spin and put Noah into your orbit. Dude, I have a Peloton now. I can make fun of other people's physical shape.
sure.
I'm pretty much jacked.
Oh, 100%.
Just having a Peloton in my bedroom,
all that matters.
yoked.
That's all that matters.
Have I used it once? Nope. I mean, I got it yesterday.
I can't wait.
I was
can't wait for
hungover.
you to use it.
Oh, I'm so excited to use it.
Yo, let's slide. To the
Oh, yeah,
page.
let's slide on the page. Oh, wait,
have-
before we do,
Yeah.
if we're still talking capybaras, I also
please.
please imagine 6 at a zoo.
Oh my god.
That's all. Just imagine be like, well, yeah, what the fuck's this animal? And I was like, oh, don't touch it. He's like, I'm not afraid of it, dude.
The squirrels on the front porch. He would smoke cigarettes, and the squirrels would get close. He'd be like, salt. Fucking playing through the window.
Yeah, he's funny about it. He's got like just the way you see people interact with things.
Bees are like animals. I never really got that vibe off them.
I think he treats them like they're dumb people. He's like, look at this fucking idiot. Like, you know?
I imagine his reaction was just kind of like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, that was it. Dude. I was like, yo, let's go in. Although he did enjoy feeding the eels.
True.
The eels had a fucking like a gumball machine, and in the capsules were chunks of fish.
Nice.
That you would just pour over, and the eels would come up and fucking huge fucking eels would like fight each other for it.
Nice.
And they're terrifying looking.
Yeah.
Eels are fucking horrifying.
electric?
Although one of them was a fucking big face fish came in and snagged it. It was hilarious. Dude. He was just sitting there. He had fat lips and like a long. I don't know what type of fish he was, but he was just sitting there watching. And the eels are stupid, so they were like looking for it. And as soon as he dropped it, the fat guy with the big face just snagged it. It was great. I think one of the eels bit another eel.
Did they really?
They were pissed.
So this is the thought of you in a zoo and a mall makes me so fucking happy.
It fucking ruled. It was so fun. And then, I mean, the wallaby was great. He had sharp claws.
That's adorable,
If you
dude.
held it too high, he would grab you with his claws and pull you down so he could eat. He was fucking incredible. And then he would chew at you.
Bring it.
He would just look at you and just be like,
Oh man,
he was great. And he was albino. He
really?
was all white. He had little red eyes. What a sweetheart.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was a nice day. And then O'Connor came and fucking, ugh.
What happened to O'Connor?
O'Connor met us at the zoo.
Did he
At
really?
the mall zoo.
How was he at the zoo?
He lives by Bridgeport.
So he's been in the zoo 100
He was
times.
at his parents. Nobody's ever heard of the zoo at the mall.
What?
Of course he didn't know. Nobody knows. I think I got, yeah. I don't think it's real, dude.
You might blow them up.
Fucking Aqua World, I think is what it's called.
Aquaworld and the zoo.
Yeah.
Who do you think owns the zoo? We got to find out and get that guy on.
Very-
I'm confused at how many animals got into it. The sewer the size of a gap. Like the way you're like,
Yeah,
eels
it
and
was like,
everything.
this kid was walking around with a snake. And I was like, holy shit, that thing's getting after you a little. Because this
Yeah.
boa constrictor kept trying to go like up his neck. Like while he was talking, he kept like pulling it down. And I was like, you might want to take it easy on
It's
that.
just like a pet shop where you can just look at the pets.
It was just somebody bought a wild bunch of animals, threw them in this one room, and was just like, all right, you can walk around, you can feed any of them, just $20. It was great.
Damn, that guy rules, man.
Yeah. That might have been the king of good times who put that together. That's like a very entrepreneurial, what's it called?
Is it Sequest?
Yes, Sequest. What do I call it? Aqua Quest?
Aquaworld.
Aqua World?
Dude, Sequest.
Aqua World might be the other mall zoo I was at in Minnesota.
Yeah, it might be Aqua. Yeah, that was a water. That was
much more
Yeah.
aquatic.
Yeah.
This was tossing in a capybara.
I almost said that was a water zoo.
There was otters. There was otters.
What?
There was 2 otters just running around. They were great. The trainer's door went into their cage, so they spent the whole day just trying to look under the door crack, like screaming at the trainers to get food.
Get some more food.
Every single animal in there was getting fed nonstop because that's the whole point of it. You just go in and feed them.
Yeah.
And these guys, all of them were fat as fuck. Every animal in there was just getting munched. They were just munching all day. The one capybara didn't even. There was 2 capybaras. The one didn't even get up.
It was like,
I was in there. It was feeding time, and he was just. He didn't move once. And also, I was treating them. I thought they were like dogs.
Yeah.
I thought they'd be quick. So the first thing I did was throw food at it. Just hit it in the face. It was like I think it was retarded. I couldn't pick it up off the ground. And there was no one around. I don't fucking stick my hand out. I don't know how fast capybaras eat. I was like genuinely, I didn't want it to fucking, you know? And then I'm the asshole, you know? Like I tried to, he was like, "What'd you try to hand feed a capybara? You fucking idiot!" It's like, I don't know.
My best guess.
Yeah,
So you put your big bees here, get your hand in, you're like, I was gonna bite you. You're like, oh, I'm not scared of
that's
this.
literally exactly what I did.
Oh,
I was like, "You go first." He's like, I'll fucking go. I don't care. And then he like stuck his head out. I was like, "Watch out, Brian." He's like, "Dude, fucking, I'm not afraid of these things." Yeah, bees are being indifferent towards animals. It's so funny. He did love the wallaby, dude. The wallaby melted his.
I mean, you can't not, dude.
Beezer's ice heart. That was just beautiful wallaby, dude.
I mean, Beezer's thinking about phone games and cigarettes.
Just
dude.
phone games,
So
cigarettes.
in between that.
Looking at a wallaby, like, yeah, that one's actually pretty cute. All right.
Oh,
So
man.
we're gonna slide into the page.
Slide in the page.
We're gonna talk to Chris Wood.
I should show you guys the bounty.
Before we go, oh wait, don't. Oh yeah, show the bounty.
This
too.
is the bounty. These are gummies from California from a shitty dispensary.
That's what Lemaire and Noah are about to.
Vape cartridge,
Oh, they're gonna get fucked up. In
big
the break?
one,
Wow, that's a cool vape cartridge.
double cone, king size.
Whoa, dude!
These,
Look at these 2 capybaras. Capybaras over there are getting hungry.
dude, so this is the Stanley Cup. We'll do physical
That
challenge.
thing's great.
In between, we'll do physical challenge, mental challenge. We'll do physical challenges, and then we'll take the mental challenges onto the Patreon. Winner gets all.
This 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th, Matt and I will be at Helium Comedy Club in Philadelphia. We got a live podcast the 18th. That'll be fun. Then the 23rd and 24th next week, of 23rd and 24th of October, Matthew and I will be in Hyenas Comedy Club in Fort Worth and in Dallas.
Texas.
And then are you coming with me 10th and 11th to Zany's?
Is that in Alabama?
Yeah, the second one's in Alabama.
I don't think so.
I don't know. We'll figure it
I'll
out.
figure that one out.
November 10th, I'll be at Zany's in Nashville. November 11th, Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, I might. I'll figure
That
it
burp
out.
smelled. I don't know if you got hit with that. I apologize
Didn't
if you
smell
did.
it.
Good.
Also, check out Romas Men's Team, dude. It's a new project I'm doing.
Romas men's team.
Romas Men's Team. Something I jumped
What
on.
is it?
Help my boy with it. Something you do. We do it Mondays. Basically, call your shots. Tell everyone here's what I'm going to do this week. Friday, check in, see if you did it or not. Just keeps people.
Oh, nice. A little
Pretty tight.
accountability.
Little accountability.
That was kind of the role of the church.
Basically, you know.
Yeah.
It's pretty tight. You call. Dude, it's helped me tremendously. I'm like, here's all the stuff I'd like to do this week. Even if I do 50% of it, it's 1,000 times better than what I would have done. Is usually going to my basement and pulling up like YouTube and be like, I'm researching for the podcast. I'm looking at this thing. Dude, it's pretty tight. I'm a big fan. So
Keeps you accountable. It's nice, you know.
yeah.
Woodman,
What you got going on? Where can people
got-
find you, dude?
they need to listen to.
I have Oral Presentations, a podcast where I talk about one thing a week.
He literally just looked at me and laughed because he knew that would piss me off. Like, he literally just wanted to watch me watch you go.
All right, I have a podcast.
Yeah.
So 50's coming up. It's big for me. I don't know what the topic's
It's going to be great.
I might make a fucking shirt. Selling things. We're good. I'm excited
Who will
about
earn
it.
this Lito
Let's get
pen?
these people fucked up and they can read out loud.
I think the challenge will be they have to smoke
True.
one of these cones.
True.
They both have to smoke these
Good
cones.
idea.
That'll be the dizzy test.
The Woodman.
Get them
Instead
to
of doing
read
it
out
back-
loud. Get a book somewhere.
We
and
should
then
get, you guys should both,
high right
these
now.
two fucking potheads, they crush these shits.
Dude, these things
go.
have keef in them, dude. These are pretty strong.
All right, so will you guys get very high off that joint and then sit down and have trivia?
You got to read out loud. You got to spin around first, too. You got to get all fucked up.
Math
I'm going to ask you
problems.
things.
Yeah.
It'd be so fucking
Yeah.
funny.
Nice. Well, the
Fantastic.
Patreon's going to be great.
Be fun,
Patreon's
yeah.
going to be better than that episode.
Well, maybe.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, they're the
Kind of clammed up when he called me nice. I got scared. Sorry.
That had nothing to, you picked it up. You should have seen it before. I was just staring at the
We were
fucking
both-
table.
Oh, I didn't tell you this before we go.
gotta think of challenges.
When we were jet skiing,
Great.
I forgot to tell you this.
Oh,
when we were
sorry.
jet skiing, dude, our fucking I had Brittany on the back the whole time, dude. Fucking
Sweet. That's pretty salt life, though.
pretty hot. It was pretty hot.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I would ramp. First of all, she's like, you're not allowed to go fast. I'm like, okay, whatever. We got on the ocean,
Fast as you get.
fucking ramping waves, and dude, I would feel her. She's up against my back, which kind of gets me hard thinking about it.
Yeah,
And
same
then
here.
she would just go. I'd feel her separate and come back, and I was just like, oh my god, if I fucking lose her, dude. So like, she's like, I want to go in. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? We still have like 20 minutes left. Don't be a baby, dude. So I'm like, fuck it. There were sea lions like 15 feet away.
I mean, there could have been some great whites out
Exactly.
there. Bro.
I didn't know this going forward. So we're like maybe 20 to 30 feet away from the sea lions. We're on the thing. We're arguing on a jet ski. I'm like, I don't want to fucking go in. And then I'm like, fine, fuck it, I'll go in. She's like, turn left. And I'm like, being a dickhead, I'm like, I'm going to turn right. I fucking turn right. And a fucking wave hits us. The thing was about to flip. So I just go, fuck it. And I roll off. And she's holding on to me. So she rolls off, dude. So we're like in the middle. We're in the middle of the ocean, too. The shoreline's like.
Cold Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, bro. We have life jackets, thank God. Dude, I fucking, in the ocean, Hasselhoffed her, picked her up, put her on the fucking thing, hop backed on. It's a 15-minute ride home, dude, and like back to the dock. Total fucking silence. I'm like, I picked you up. Did you see that? And she was just, dude, fucking total sourpuss. It was so fucking funny.
That's scary. I'd be scared.
I mean, dude, I'm not a big fan of swimming around in the middle of the ocean with deep in the
No.
ocean. But dude, it was like, I knew she's like 20 times more afraid than I am. We flipped off this thing, dude. It was kind of funny, honestly.
Yeah.
We both fell in. But dude, that was like, we were fucking going like, I don't know how fast we were going. We're like ripping waves. before that flying.
You bailing on purpose.
Dude, I would have had a flip.
We gotta go.
I would have, dude. We were like up. I would have had to flip the thing over from the water, which, dude,
Oh,
that would have been like terror behind the walls.
that would have
dude.
been so scary.
It would have been her. She would have instantly tried to start drowning. She would have like.
She absolutely would have.
100%.
Eddie Bay at sea would instantly be like, I'm going to intentionally fake drown to make your struggle worse. Damn, dude, I can't believe that's the type of guy I'm already becoming.
What?
Somebody who's just like, remember when geezers would be like, women stink. And I'd be like, yeah, right, dude. What are you talking about? When I was younger, now I'm just like, ugh. I'm just imagining, dude, I'm not even in a relationship, and I'm like, being out at sea with my girlfriend. Ugh.
We
I don't even have a girlfriend.
we ocean kayaked once. It was her idea. She wanted to ocean kayak.
I'm mad hearing that.
Dude, so I'm like, are you sure you want to do that? And she's like, oh yeah, I love it. I'm like, I was like, I'll ocean kayak. I love doing it, riding the waves and shit. Salt life. And
Not salt life. Adventure sports are not salt life, dude. I promise.
dude.
True salt life is blacking out on the beach, and that's it.
after
That's
the
how I
And
understood
almost not
salt
get
life.
no salt life's
Yeah,
sun
salt
up,
life's like
sundown
your-
is blacked out on the beach.
Wood, don't fucking.
You wake
jock
up in a
me.
front lawn made out of stones in salt life.
That's not salt life.
What do you mean?
Blacked out on the front lawn. That's
It's called
fucking stones.
alcoholism, dude.
That's salt life, dude.
That's what I'm saying. It's not salt life,
What do you
right?
think Jimmy Buffett was up to?
Smoked weed. He smoked weed too. Jimmy Buffett did smoke weed.
I'm sure he smoked weed, but
I know he did. for
he
a
says
fact.
it in what?
Margaritaville.
Yeah, exactly. It's not called fucking Doperville. It's not called fucking Potboyville.
It is sick. You get credit for a jet ski rescue, like on your
That is pretty
resume.
sick.
Well, dude,
You got a jet
when
ski rescue.
we were ocean
If she
kayaking,
flipped kayaking, it's over.
we were ocean kayaking, dude, and I would be steering, and she'd be like, "Let's head towards the rocks," and I'm like, "No, you what the fuck?" So she would try to steer us. Into
Whoa,
the
she was
jetty.
crazy back then.
She wanted to get off of the. She
wanted to
figured,
get
like,
out?
She wanted to get as close to like a solid object as possible. But I'm like, dude, the waves will rip us into that, and that'll fucking hurt. So she
Yeah.
was pure panic mode. So when we were jet skiing, she was in panic mode. There was times where I felt my arms turning from. She was trying to steer from behind with my arms. Like, we're going to die, dude.
She's trying to ratatouille you into the rocks. She's trying to steer you.
She'd be like, and just start moving my arms. I'm like, that's
Oh,
gonna like you
fuck.
can't be in. Dude, I let her drive for a little bit, and she did it for 2 seconds. Like, I'm off.
Yeah.
Dude, we were fucking flying, dude. It was awesome
That is good.
until we flipped. We stopped. She was like, stop. We
So you
stopped.
thought staying on the boat or on the jet ski would have caused it to flip?
We were flipping. The jet ski was it was tipping, going more and more and more about to flip. That's why I bailed off.
But you bailed off. Why would that help?
Because it's like if I'm on
Took
it,
the weight off the top or what?
yeah, because it's like if the thing's tipping and then we're
You
on
guys
it,
were
and
both
we start to
leaning
lean to the side.
I see.
So it was like, and it was like, dude, this was like 3 seconds of reaction.
Yeah.
We're like, I'm like, holy shit, sea lion. She's like, turn around. And we go to turn around. I go, up. And we start going up. And I just went psh, and bailed off the thing.
Yeah.
Because I was like, maybe and it did. It just
It was a
dropped.
gnarly bail.
It was totally no. I mean, this is my sea instincts kicked
It was a
in.
gnarly bail.
For sure, dude.
Yeah.
For fucking sure. So that was
Quicksilver might have seen that.
That was an enjoyable fucking. Oh, Billabong, dude, Billabong already.
Billabong
had,
was
Billabong already had me. All right, sorry. I just wanted to
That
tell
was
you
funny.
All right.
Yeah, great story.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun, dude.
Man.
We fought about it for about 18 hours, and here we are.
Man,
No, we made up.
they have no idea just the damage. It's just in a dude's head all day.
Oh man,
It's just like, I can't believe I gotta have to have this argument.
oh dude, it's too fun.
I feel like you should have gotten credit for the rescue. Like that's
got
the
it
angle I would
3
take.
days later.
The let's go left. I'm gonna take a hard right and flip the thing. I don't know,
it
that's
was-
understandably.
The problem was
I'm
she
not
was
saying
like,
I'm right.
She was like, turn around, and I would start to turn around. She's like, no, turn left. And I'm like, what the fuck is the difference? It wouldn't have mattered, honestly. I swear to God, dude. We go, and it was
Give her
this-
some credit.
This was a slow turn.
You wrecked the ship, dude.
This was a slow turn, dude. It was so funny because I was going like, she's like, I just want to go in. I want to go in. And I was like, pop. Oh shit, and dude, we've been fucking flying. And then as soon as I go like 5 miles an hour, the
Man,
wind.
flipping one of those fucking things at sea, that would be very difficult.
It is. The guy was like, dude, you're definitely not going to flip it. It's really hard to do. And fuck, dude, a little wave hit us in the right angle, and we were off. If that thing had flipped, she would have went face down and been like, that'd have been an instant. I'm drowning as hard as possible.
And you'd have to be like, relax.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to be like, just holding her up, like, calm down. She's like, I'm drowning. Don't tell me to calm down. It's like, you're not drowning. Fucking relax. Babe.
I would have taken off I would have unbuckled my life jacket and just went.
Yeah, you'd have the jack.
I would have put
jack.
mine on her and just be like.
All right.
All right, let's roll.
Yes, Patreon for the fucking stoner Olympics, dude.
Who will win?
Who
300 milligrams of gummies.
Tex Lemaire or Noah. Who you got? Who do you predict? So before we go in,
Tell us on the events.
We got to make the events. Then we gotta make
I
the
mean, I
odds.
think the main event should just be them getting very, very high right now, and then having trivia.
I think so.
I think in this break we'll just work on. Well, you guys will work on trivia. I'll play one round of Battlefield 5.
We got some
I'll come
trivia
up with
going.
good questions. Yeah. I'll come up with some real good questions.
Perfect. We got the guy from Oral Presentations.
Exactly.
Bunch of useless bullshit. Yeah.
Ton of useless
What I got.
bullshit. What a good. What a plug, dude.
Yeah, that's what's all.
There we go.
Nice.
We'll come up with some trivia.
All right,
Nice. This will be
Can't
fun.
wait.
Lemaire. What year was this? When was the Civil War? Please give it a shot. Don't answer, Noah. Noah's eager. I just want to hear what Lemaire thinks the Civil War was. He's laughing.
Did a lean off because he was mad he didn't get the question. No, he's did a lean off.
1862.
Like,
Oh, nice. Yeah. Pretty.
1862?
Wow. Pretty good.
Oh, 63.
It's like 61 to 65.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But still, I thought I was in my head. I was like, "This is gonna be like 1910." You'd be shocked at how wrong people are on dates.
True.
But like, I'll fuck with my All right, we gotta go to the
Let's do it. Let's
Patreon.
do it.
Yeah.
hell yeah.